The Out There channel.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Action.
Action, baby. I'll be back. Yo. Anybody out there? I think Gabba's had it. Okay, is it working? Let's check. Too many checks to do. Takes a wee while to set up these damn streams, I tell you. It's not like click a button and it's all set up for you. That would be really good. So, how's everybody out there? Frapsat, how's it going? Yeah, not too sure where my regular lot are. They're probably all gaming. Or they've been up so late and not slept. I know Gabba TV has been working hard on the documentary translation to Chinese. And he hasn't answered me since I got back from having a drink. But, yeah, I've probably crashed again. So I got the side chats up there. I can open it up to people if they want to come and talk. But keep it civil. I always try and keep it civil, even if people are slandering and attacking me. I know it does get a bit hard to keep the professional side of things. I think people are starting to understand why I'm passionate about the topic and why I get upset when I see hoaxes which generate noise, and it's helping out the government to hide up things. We still don't know what side of it the Americans have in the tech side of things, black ops and all that. So that muddies the waters as well. But yeah, it's not really my thing to keep talking about drama, but it's good to bring it together in a recap and address some things that's happened during the week. And it's been a really full-on week with Third Phase and GUFON. So yeah, it's sort of, I've been up the hospital as well, and it's been a mad week. So yeah, that's put all my schedules and projects behind again. And I keep making excuses for that, and I shouldn't be. But it's only a one-man band here. So yeah, I'll open up the side chat and I'll post up some links. If people, all you have to do is click on the link in Chrome browser, preferably on a Windows platform, and you should be in the chat room. No mucking around. But you just have to make sure there's no echoes. So yeah, I'll just post that up here. Open lines. And I've got a few clips to play as we go through, and we can talk about various things. It's not really bashing anybody or, just being upset with anybody. Nothing like that at all. I'm not even upset with GUFON, considering the amount of stuff I've had from him. Hi, Brandy, how's it going? And just open up the side chat. It's just a matter of clicking that in a Chrome browser and giving access, a bit like StreamYards in a way. And you're in. And if you are on a mobile device, you can download the app for it on that link there. And it's called Jitsi Meetin', or Jitsi Meet. I suppose they shortened it down. It's a peer-to-peer technology. There's no man in the middle. And it should just simply work. I've never had any problems with it. So you don't get any of the corruption and slowdowns. And if you do, it's because you got a poor ISP, if that's the case. So yeah, I've not had any problems with it recently anyway. Because it all runs on your machine and encodes it and sends it over as packets amongst everybody that's on the chat, which is a clever idea. Means it can't be taken down or spied on in the middle. Yeah, I didn't post it around Discord. I might just post it around Discord in a minute. DMs, everybody doesn't read the room. So I suppose it might be a bit of a monologue at the moment. So that's the title of the show today. New third phase documentary is out. DB response plus more. Let me just gather my thoughts here. Yeah, I've got to get rid of that habit. It's a Kiwi thing, when you think they say it's a bad habit. It really is. I'm always trying to improve that, I'm not perfect. I never said I was. Big GUFON thinks that I always am, though, that I've got an ego. But really I haven't. Pretty good guy to get on with, really. Pin that in the side. So there's my free webpage. It's pretty basic because I can't afford to pay monthly fees for a proper webpage, but it does the job. I just saw Gaia, and are you working with Gaia too now? No, I have got ads on though. This is the only way I really make money is through ads. It works out to about probably, with super chats, maybe $100 every 3 months. It's not really much. Goofy will say anything to make himself look good. Of course, yeah. I've never thrown him under the bus though. I've never ever done that. I think people cherry pick things and report back to him or play a clip and then missed out the other parts either side, He's not always wrong. And you're entitled to your theories on moon rocks and Mars, but I think that's a lot of it's pareidolia. It would be nice if all that was true, though. I like sci-fis as much as everybody. I'd like to believe the stargates and the tunnels underground and all that sort of stuff, because that's really cool, But as you know, I did interview Earl Grey. I'm not sure if many people have watched the episode still. Probably done it about 5 years ago. How he got into MUFON. And 2 weeks after he got into MUFON and he was doing a abduction case, he was visited by alien greys in his house. He said the flying saucer actually merged with his bedroom. I'm not sure if it's a 2-story apartment, but it merged with the bedroom, and his wife saw it as well. So he's got a witness to it, but they've got no, obviously, video recordings of it. And they dragged him out of the bed and took out blood out of him. And he thought, stop, you're going to take all my blood out and kill me. And he said they must have taken almost the maximum you can normally take without a human passing out and dying. But yeah, he told that story I was probably the second person he ever told that story to, because it's kind of embarrassing when you tell these stories. People think you're a bit crazy or something, but when you got a witness next to you that he's still married to, by the way, it changes it all, So who are these people that are coming and doing that sort of thing? Why are they taking his blood? And I think it was because 2 weeks prior he told about his mum's story. Not to me, but to his MUFON best friend, right? I actually bring it up because it deserves a plug all the time. Let me have a look. I need to update those. Update that page anyway. Should be a live one there now. Yep, there is. So on the home page, it's got most of the best things on there, just to make it easy to find. But I think Earl Grey's under the best episodes or something like that. Let me just have a look. So here's the episode there about the underground base. Now, it's an interesting story, and I believe it because other things have come to light after we interviewed. He forgot to mention that his mother's house mysteriously caught fire and burnt down after she passed away, and he didn't have any chance to go through all the belongings and maybe find some secret badges that backed up to his story of top secret clearance and all that stuff. But he knew that she had to have it because he tells you in the episode that his mum did a phone call, and 10 minutes later his auntie managed to get a job with top secret clearance. So she was actually quite clever by the sounds of it. She did recruitment for all these big top organizations like Lockheed and all that, and a lot of them didn't actually want university qualified people. They just wanted people that was like super smart geniuses, right? And he said one of his friends got recruited who was a computer guy, I think he said in that interview, and he disappeared for 3 months. So he thinks he got recruited and was part of one of these underground secret bases, but he can't be too sure. I'll just post a link to that. It's all interesting stuff, there's a lot of stuff in ufology that could be turned into movies, right? And it's just lovely to hear the stories. And of course I've added lots of pictures to this. This is before I had live streams, and he did it by a mobile phone, and I was recording what he was saying. Underground. I'll just put... it's probably a couple of hours long, but it's well worth it, so you can have a look at that one. And Earl's really good. He's a MUFON investigator, and I think this is why I was called a pedo, because I had friends like Earl that I associated with, right? And it was just a terrible thing to be called, right, without any evidence. Earl is far from a pedo, but he's been married about 7 times, I think, including a black lady. He used to be a really religious Christian type person, because his father was, but his mother wasn't so much. And she used to work with the secretary of Harriet Howard Hugh, that super mogul that worked also on the space program, right? And she also met Von Braun, but she didn't say whether it was in this underground base. But yeah, I think something went on there. And she told Earl that UFOs are real, I think. I think he said in that. But I have to have a listen to it again. I've listened to it 5 times. And you always enjoy it. It's one of those episodes, right? But yes, here's another one that he does, strange UFO cases. I'm just trying to get him to come back and give us some leaks on some of the open cases that never ever become closed, because they're constantly investigating it. They can't close it, right? And everybody thinks MUFON's hiding stuff then. But there are cases they've received where they haven't got permission to make it public, and I've got a few of those also, as you know, on the playlist there, the best evidence. And there's also my story of paranormal here that I put together with him. Similar interview to the mum's story, which is well worth having a listen to. He talks about his old girlfriend that was seeing this burning man in the doorway of the bedroom. And he was there when a painting was flown off the wall and landed on the table, but he didn't actually see it, but they heard the crash, and they went out and saw the painting had lifted off one of these earthquake-proof hooks and landed on the table. So he talks about that story there and that one. It's well worth having a listen to too. So when people say that my content is very technical and dry, that might be the life debunks, right? We look at a new case and we try and break it down live, and you can see then we're not actually trying to make up stuff, we're actually trying to solve stuff. Normally when people bring you a debunk, like a debunker, it's normally after hours of research and working with groups of people, right? Well, here you can actually see how I sort of think and work out stuff and use Google to search. So yeah, some people enjoy that very much, and they keep coming back if we're still going, so yeah, I don't find it dry. I find it really fascinating myself, but I know there are people out there with low attention spans, so what can you do? I'm trying to help people be better sky watchers, really. Try and get out the rabbit hole a wee bit. It's alright to have a little ankle stuck in a rabbit hole, because, like I said, some of the stuff is fun to listen to, and if you're into sci-fis especially. I like to believe there's alien bases on the moon, but I just haven't seen any evidence of it, and the airbrushing claims just don't hold up, and that's just it, And the technical common sense thing is, why would you have stuff on the surface, right? It would be very well camouflaged, like at Area 51. You won't be able to see it from satellites, and even when you're upon it, you probably would be barely able to see it, right? I reckon that it would be camouflaged that way, and it would be an entrance into an underground lava tube, because the moon does have lava and volcano system. You want to be there if an impact happens. You want to be underground and have a secondary exit point, or multiple exit points actually. You know what I mean. So I'm not really trying to promote myself here, but there is a lot of stuff I've covered, the 100% proven fakes that Tyler Klockner's done. I don't even have a playlist for Third Phase, but I probably should have one up there, but you can only add so much to the homepage. Yeah, and these things that scroll don't show you all what's in the list either. It only shows you up to about 12 or something. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I think if you log out though, or I log out, it actually allows you to scroll more. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But I did all these little documentaries as well, like weeks of research, and I took snapshots and put it all together. So yeah, if you don't really know the true stuff about Tesla, you should be watching my stuff, because I think I understand what everybody else is missing. And also with Talsen Brown, remember his daughter actually watched it, and she actually posted a comment there, which I've pinned, saying it's the best documentary that she's heard, where people have looked at it respectfully and not attacked her father, as a crackpot. And of course, her father wasn't a crackpot. He was actually onto something, which I tried to prove with Tesla, because Tesla was looking at the same thing. We got strange military badges, which we've borrowed one for the channel for our crew member badge and modified it. This UFO case here of the alien grey being filmed in a UFO. I thought it was possibly a fake. I can't say 100% it's not, but to me it looks very legit footage, and the guy that filmed it is a sky watcher, and like most sky watchers, they're super keen people. And everything in the sky, they just don't know how to analyze it properly. But a lot of stuff he did catch were obviously planes, military exercises. But he's been started filming again and filmed stuff off in the distance in the forest. I said, well, you got to really prove it. You got to use the apps, right? You got to use plane flight radar prove it's not a helicopter, and all that sort of stuff, right? But yeah, some of the footage he's got is very interesting. There's definitely something that he films that's happening in the forest. But it's just low quality night cam stuff, handy cam stuff. I think he's now got a new camera, but we'll just keep an eye on things. He's never tried to profit really from it. He hasn't got any ads on his channel. I know he's been, to me, he come across pretty genuine guy, but and a nice guy, but we know that frauds can be nice guys. Have I seen Nocturnal News last video? He found some interesting things going through NASA photos. Yeah, I always keep going over Nocturnal News and knocking him back on much of what he's put up in the past. But we can have a look at it today. I just don't want to spend too much on the drama all the time, but I just want to answer back on a few things that have been brought up so far. So there's a new documentary out. I was hoping that Gabba would come on with his Chinese version. He's been working solid on it for 2 days. I'm not sure if he's out there. Sightings, is Gabba around? Tell him to get on the side chat with his new movie link, and then we'll give a plug on the side here. Because it's on a Chinese site, it can't be taken down, you see. Never be taken down. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, guys, and let's start to get really into it. So, I did post that, didn't I? But yeah, just go to the home tag. You see how easy it is to find stuff. I got Rob Talks Best UFO Cases. GUFON caused a bit of drama 3 years ago, and Rob left the channel. Unfortunately, this sort of things happen, but I think things happen for a reason, and sometimes in the end we get better. Rob's meant to be coming back on to do an update on stuff, which will be interesting to see what he's got to say. He's now working with other UFO groups out there, and actually doing FOIA requests, which is kind of interesting. So he's doing a bit of Black Vault stuff on his own, and of course you have to pay. So yeah, we're trying to get him on, but at the moment he's got COVID for the second time, I think he said. So, but we look at all the cases there. We've put a few of the more interesting ones that we did. And of course we also did the one that James Fox is doing as well. But I think the first one is the Deo Toff Pass, or is that how you say it? Which is a very interesting case, and there was some new evidence brought up on that, and then we went over that at the time. I'm not sure if there's any more stuff that's been leaked out in that since that we did that. Then I just got a link there to all the uploads, and my 30-minute documentaries that if you've not watched, you should be able to enjoy it. One is about patents I found. Another one is photographs from the 1890s all the way up to 2000 something. I can't remember what, 2015 was it? We got optical illusions and mind tricks to see how easy it is for your eye to fool your brain. We got the Nazi Bell story, early research on that one though. Strange deaths of ufologists there, which is another good one I did. Well, we're checking out the patents one here is next. what was that next one? New Zealand X-Files documentary. Again, these are all edited. As you know, editing takes a lot of work. My early one on Dr. Lue footage, which now is debunked. I've covered that in a live show and overlaid what it was and all that sort of stuff. So you might want to be. And I've also got my very first episode up here, which is really early edit learning. It's pretty rough, but yeah, it shows you that I debunked my own sighting on that one. Just to see if I could start a UFO channel, I decided to document it. And of course we got some of the best UFO cases in New Zealand that made it to newspaper or TV there. So yeah, all this takes a lot of research and time to pull it all together, of course. And you got Boyd Bushman and his so-called claim of using magnets to slow gravity. So I talk about that there and prove whether he is right or wrong. And also that's where we get to see the Kmart doll, the alien doll, which I've seen on Third Phase as well, being claimed to be alien from Jaime Maussan, right? And then I got one here, another little documentary on theories of how aliens travel the universe. This is before some of my own experiences. As I've got into this field and associated with contactees and MUFON people, stuff has started to happen. I sort of laughed about it. I've talked about it many times, and it changes your worldview when you start having stuff happen and you can't even document it because it happens so fast or it's unexpected, and or I didn't have the technology because it costs money. I didn't even have a smartphone, I don't think. Back even, smartphone to me was fairly old. I had old phones. I had phones that could barely function with some of the new smartphones apps on there. So I got frustrated with it, and I didn't like lugging around a phone like most people. So I got a what I call a smartwatch from China, which actually inserts a SIM card in the side of it, and it's a whole phone in one. And I got the regular size screen, which was okay to use before my eyes started to corrupt on me. And I got one now, it's like twice the size. It's a 16:9 screen. Only costs like 150 New Zealand dollars, and it's great. And it can run Google Assistant on there, and you can talk to it and tell it what to call or what text messages to send. It's you don't even have to use the screen on it. It's really good. So yeah, and then I've got some of these live streams I've done, and I've put a few of the more interesting ones forward with aliens in it. And the one where in 2010, Case Chase, no, what's the name? Case, I can't remember what her last name is now. Case, that works for MUFON and is on quite a few TV shows now. She messed up a UFO case where there was smoking gun evidence of bumping into an alien in a cornfield, and they panicked when a triangle started coming towards them. That would have been the thing that the government couldn't cover up, because it would have been a MUFON investigator capturing it on all different cameras. Well, at least you expected to have lots of cameras rolled out just in case something happened. But all the ones on the body stopped working. That's why you have cameras that are on trees or on top of cars, locked off from a distance away, where they're not expecting to be being filmed from. And you could have like 100 times telephoto lens on those, and cover the sky and everything, right? Just imagine if they just got one single picture off, but apparently all the batteries died. So have a look at that one there. I play some clips from Martin's show and a few other bits and pieces. And I got one here with 5 to 15 minute videos because people complain that the live shows are too long for them. So I started doing these ones, which take a lot of time to put together again, of all the different UFO cases out there, the three-fingered alien and all that sort of stuff. And I think there's about 37 there or something. You won't see them all by scrolling though. Yeah, like I said, you only get about 12. In fact, it only looks like it's 12. Yeah, it's still 12. Oh, gone and clicked on that. So yeah, what else we got here? I put a playlist on the Tic Tac because that was running hot. Maybe I should replace that one. But yeah, it's got the Skinny Bob debunk there, and that's Skinny Bob, right? That's the real Skinny Bob. They thought they could disguise human or puppets, but I think it's humans in latex or actually silicone masks, and they painted their eyes in the shape of big alien grey eyes, and they emanated, probably with a thing in their hand. It was probably a mechanical blinker. Some of it was done in CAD CAM, and some of it was done with some of the cutting edge technologies. Apparently this woman came clean to Grant Cameron that she was behind it, and she paid a lot of money, but she didn't tell him the company that did it or whatever, and I'm not sure what the idea of it was, whether it was part of Dr. Greer, but it was around the time of the disclosure events. And you can see there's just normal human eyes there. But yeah, they painted it and blurred it so much so it looked like an alien with big eyes. So yeah, go and check that out and see what you think. You know, I know people hate me for being a buzzkill and all that stuff. But yeah, you know, hey, look, I'm a truther, so you've got to get that noise out of the system. The Turkey one was hoaxed as well, and people were mixing in lots of different videos of that event, and plus the Dr. Lair footage, and of course it fooled me as well to start with. You know, I had my foot stuck in a rabbit hole, but as I've grown with the channel and learnt to be a better person, I hope, and you know, I was very cynical like Mick West, and I'm less cynical now than I was 7 years ago. So yeah, it does change you, and if you associate with credible people in ufology, not the hoaxes, not the talking heads, but credible people, you just might be invited into that little inner circle. And also you got to be the right type of person. You got to be understanding. You got to be, you know, caring of others, and be able to withstand being bullied and all that sort of stuff. There's something to it, you know. It's like a personal growth of your own internal spirit. And I think that's the thing. The aliens are not interested in certain types of humans. They're not going to be interested in people that want to go out and start wars and stuff. They want people that are beyond that stupidity. All I can say is you do receive stuff somehow. Maybe through the dream state, I don't know. But maybe I'm special because I've had outer body experiences, and sometimes that sort of means that you got something in your brain maybe that's special to be able to open up to other things. But you can see that I'm very skeptical still, you know, and you got to be down the middle, right? You got to be careful of disinformation out there. That's all I can say. You know, I do all sorts of different things, as you know, like Bigfoot as well, and paranormal, because it's all interlinked somehow. And I've tried to pin it all together myself into theories how that's possible with multiple dimensions and portals, and it's just a matter of one day that we might be able to prove it. Already we're seeing with the James Watt telescope that people are in a frenzy over maybe the Big Bang's wrong, and for years that science has been wrong, and that means all the other things that's attached onto Einstein's theory might all be crumbling and falling apart, and maybe the Out There channel was right after all. So yeah, who knows? When I'm dead, I might be famous. If people will listen. Yeah, so I'm a bit out there, as a claim. I think I got a clip here, well, that's good, because computer scientists are normally meant to be a bit boring, and I hope I have a bit of humour, and I was never meant to be a TV host or a podcast host. Had to learn all that, or I never liked to listen to my own voice or see myself on camera, and yeah, it's just, well, I don't put myself out there on camera too much. I have been in the corner, maybe with a dark camera a few times, but people have missed those old episodes. But yeah, you can see what happens when you get someone like GUFON that tears you apart on your character rather than on your message. Now, if I debunk and get something wrong, then sure enough, prove it to me, and I might say, good work, well done. I'm not going to kick you to the ground. You can see I'm quite a reasonable person. And also, if you want to join in the side chat, you can just jump in if you want to. So you type in. I put the link further up top there. I don't think it's in the buffer anymore, but I would paste it again. Just catch up in the side chat here. Okay, Brandy, you can learn a lot here. He said that. Oh, it's 18 mils. So thanks, 18 mils. Man, I wanted Bob to be real. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I looked at the video in quite detail, although I didn't spend my whole life on it. I saw errors, which were clear. Fabrication errors and things that shouldn't be there, like scratch marks over top of the numbers. Numbers should be like on the top. So yeah, and of course if that was on the original film, that means then it was faked, because the vintage cameras never had timestamps like that. So you can see how you can break down things, right? So let's just break down the week stuff here. And UCR Lue was on Stephen's show. Made some of the clips him talking about Third Phase and GUFON. I think I posted them on Twitter. And even me. Some of it needs extra addressing, but I have respect for Lue finally seeing the light. I did warn about government types that are claiming to bring us disclosure or leaked videos, and they're just a pile of crap, as you know. And we got better stuff on this channel. But I did hope to show him there is more to UFOs than talking heads and TV personalities. Yeah, so I did actually reach out to Lue on his final show and said, look, it's a shame you don't believe in UFOs and aliens and you think it's all fake. Come to my show and I might just change your mind. But he's got to watch some of the key episodes, right? You can't just watch the current live stream, because live stream is just like what I call fun, easygoing type thing normally, and just look over different videos from different places. It's not all about advertising Third Phase. In fact, this little channel, as you know, has had a bit of impact on them, and that's why they don't like me. That's why they put a strike on me. So yeah, just to play this clip and see if it's loud enough.
Then the guy goes to the Google image search of that street, and the exact same bus that's sitting in Hawaii is on there. I was like, dude, this is brilliant. This is so fun. Like, and then to have the gumption and the temerity to turn around and defend that. is
here's where it becomes complicated.
Chef's kiss.
Well, not
So,
complicated, but like Rich, first he said they haven't hoaxed anything ever. Then, when evidence that they did, then the new talking point was these guys got to go back 10, 11 years. And in his defense, that time that they stood there and lied and said they were in the Philippines was a while ago. It was, I don't know if it was 8 years ago, 11 years ago. It doesn't matter. But then the talking points became 5 years. They haven't faked anything in 5 years. And now Rich has moved the goalpost again and now says 3 years. And this new piece we have coming out, this one I'm editing, it's going to be out this week, shows only stuff that they faked in the last 5 years and the last 3 years. So it's like, why are you still defending this garbage peddlers, you know?
Can I just say something? I want to say it straight in the camera.
Wait a minute. Here you go.
If you're watching Rich Giordano and GUFON for good UFO information, do yourself the favor and just walk off a cliff, man. Like, it's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your time. And Rich, you're a scumbag. You're such a scumbag. I can't, like, I think he'll always have his core audience, but, like, he's losing it. Like, it's going away. And his excuses are so bad. You are the biggest loser on UFO anything. You're just the absolute worst. And I cannot. I wouldn't wish you upon my worst enemy. And that's it. That's all I got. Stop watching.
Sorry.
Stop watching GUFON. Stop watching GUFON.
Yeah, he's quite a funny character, old Lou, isn't he? But the thing is, he did get suckered, and he did actually go after all the big names, and that's how he built up his channel, right? And we know that's how you do it, right? If you just get a big name on there, you get a lot of subs out of it, right? But if you become someone that's like me, always tries to be fair and in the middle and criticize things. As soon as you criticize things, those people are going to get upset, you know, and stamp all over you. But eventually some of those people come back and say, I'm sorry, you're right. It's just like people are hotheads in ufology. They're very dedicated to it, and if they see something themselves or experience something themselves, and they're trying to make sense of it, they go to all these channels, and it's not the best idea, right? I was in the process of trying to hook up people through the channel to ERT with Earl, right? Earl Grey works with MUFON and ERT. And we even had Shelley Morrison on. I'm pretty sure some of you have seen Shelley Morrison on. We met her in the early days. She said she had experience, and I said, look, just come on and talk about it, do some drawings and add photos to it, and we'll do a show, and I'll get an expert on, which was Earl Grey. I don't think anyone's ever watched it. Hardly anyone's watched it. It's well having a watch off. But unfortunately, it had to be edited because Shelley come back with like PSD or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what it's called now. Where you sort of get anxiety and all that when you see images and recount the experiences again. That's why I wanted her to do it through ERT, because he could do a follow-up and send someone her way if she needed some extra counselling. But yeah, we tried to be respectful, and that sounded very credible, her story, but since all the other stuff that she's done since, I have my doubts about it now, unfortunately. And I had to edit it, and I put a big smiley face character on it because it was a lot easier than trying to figure out how to dim portions all over the place, because I had the photos rotating around, and just to keep something on screen visually while they're being interviewed, and so people knew what they were talking about. And apparently I was bad for doing that, because she said she didn't give me permission to do those images, and even though I made it very clear the night before, only let me know which images that you don't want. That never happened, and she never spoke out when I was doing it on the show, so I would have stopped it straight away and stuck to maybe the drawings. But yeah, PTSD. Okay, thanks, Brandy. I knew it was something like that. I don't even know what it stands for. But I know military people suffer from it quite a bit. And I had a uncle that fought in the war and got shell shocked, and yeah, he was a bit of a dingbat, but apparently a very brave man. Yes, because English, not actually a Kiwi. I was born in Scotland, even, where my dad was posted as a RAF man. Now, if you listen to my own experiences recap story about a couple of months ago now, I actually talk about some of that, where we travelled around and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not just a one-trick pony, and also I have got tons and tons of qualifications, but yeah, you know, if you don't use it, then you lose it, sort of. And really, basically, I've self-learnt how to be a YouTube technical person, you know, streaming and all that stuff. It's all had to be self-learnt, and also learnt a lot about camera technology and artifacts, and put my skills to use, because I used to be a uni tutor, teaching to adult students, right? High level stuff. So yeah, I'm not perfect, you know. I stumble over my words. And you got to remember that English wasn't my first language, really. It wasn't my only language. So as a kid, it got a bit confusing. So I've talked about that in the past. So yeah, Lue did make some comments. I'm not sure if I added the clip to that comment, but I did actually create a lot of messages here. Because I was quite angry, and then I re-listened to it again, and I was less angry about it. I was a bit angry because DB Cooper was on the side having a good old chuckle at what Lue was saying about me, saying that Paul's going to be butthurt. But I wasn't butthurt. What I was angry about was what did he say now? That my stuff was pretty dry, and not to keep promoting Third Phase. So I don't think he understands how my YouTube channel works, you know. And he hasn't watched everything, you know. And I thought when he said that DB Cooper thought it was really funny, and I thought that was like giving ammo to the enemy, you know, and for more mockery, and that's what sort of upset me. But I did actually say here, Lue did make a comment on my channel. I did reach out to him, which I've already said, but alas, he just focused on the recent lives. You know, recent lives, I haven't had much time to research. There's been endless drama and distractions, which is basically what the government wants, and I'm pretty sure that's what these other fraud channels want too. And legal threats and all that stuff. It's just crazy. Anyway, like I said, I won't strike anyone, and when Third Phase says it, we know it's a lie, because they have. It's just absolutely ridiculous. If you're going to be honest and keep to your word, then keep to your word. Now, he was making excuses up on the first documentary about his Brett's son being on there, but it was them that made the videos, and they were public videos. This guy didn't go into their private inbox to dig up those images. They've been on the web, and once it's on the web, it stays on the web, right? It gets copied around, people take copies of it or whatever. So, although I wouldn't have included a kid, you know, like that, not without maybe hide in the face or something. I think maybe that was a sticking point for complaints. And of course it would have made it a bit more easy to be targeted for takedown, as you know that anything with kids can do that. It's like me if I played UFO Proof holding up his kids, right? And he's got videos up with all his kids and stuff. He could claim that to be taken down, right? But it's public. And if you become a public figure, he's been on TV, he's been in documentaries, he's been on other top podcasts, that makes him a public figure. So, do any of these guys have legal rights? You know, GUFON's been on TV, and so is Third Phase. That means they got less and less rights to privacy, right? Because they've made themselves public. But I can understand you still have to be respectful, and I think we have been. Calling someone a liar and then actually showing why they're a liar, I don't think is slander at all. But the Third Phase that currently is saying that's slander. I think it's been pretty well shown that some of those locations are definitely bang on, and that was really good research done. That now they're saying there were clips leaked out to the that they got mixed up with UFO sightings or some bollock story like that. So it's absolutely crazy. They were hoaxing, and they know it. When GUFON got strikes, he said all kinds of stuff about only low-life people copy strike. That's right. But he supports Third Phase doing it. Yeah, exactly. It's double standards all the way, you know. UCR. Oh yeah, how's it going? Investigations and research. Sightings. Okay, he hasn't got much to say there. Is this a chill stream? What's that? Yeah, it's pretty laid back. It's my Sunday here, so it should be your Saturday evening anyway. So yeah, the web is full of people that want to cause distractions and character attacks. You know, we know the CIA used to do that. They used to infiltrate groups and cause character attacks. And they also used to fund people, you know, on the quiet. You know, we know it happens. And why wouldn't they do it for ufology, right? If someone's filmed a top secret plane and they didn't want that to be out, they want you to say it's an alien craft rather than some military craft or hoax or something like that, right? They want that disinformation out there. So I say here he didn't watch all my stuff, which I already covered. I'll just post a link to it if you just want to read it all anyway. I said my channel's 1/3 dealing with debunking and training, of course, and 1/3 was credible guests like Earl Grey. I've tried to get more on, of course, but it seems I scare off people because I can detect bullshit from a mile away, I guess. But 1/3 was also UFO stories. I think we've got about UFO cases. You know, the best ones are multiple witnesses, not with images and photos necessarily, but they might have sketches and stuff. And that was with Robert. They're well worth having a look over. And of course he was really, really passionate about some of the cases I debunked too, and of course a wee bit of stress. So yeah, I don't lock myself into a case unless it's so credible, because new information does come to light which can actually change your whole conclusion to it. So really, all the UFO cases are still open, even if you say it's solved. There may be some little thing that comes up that changes it and flips it 180 degrees, right? But I think if you got someone like, what's his name? Bingham, that keeps filming UFOs at these events, right? The summoner. Pretty much once you've seen a few balloon videos, then you know it's going to always be balloon videos. And even if there was a real flying saucer that come and landed down in front of him now, no one's going to believe it. Because once you do pull crap like that out the hat, people just switch off. If he debunked some of these sightings of balloons, or accepted some of these sightings were balloons, that would be a different story then. He would have that credibility. But there's always going to be a group of cult UFO followers that's always going to hang on to someone. And it doesn't matter what you do to expose them, they just won't listen to the evidence. And we found that with Tyler's cult, and he's now growing again. He's getting like hundreds and thousands of views. In fact, he almost got up to 1 million views again, which makes no sense to me. So, what can you do? All you can do is look at something they're claiming to be legit, and then I can just break it down and say, no, it's most likely this, right? Or LED kite was one of the recent ones he had up. Yeah, so Lue did trigger me a wee bit there, trying to answer it. But yeah, it's all good. I like the guy. He can be critical of anybody he likes, even me, and I won't get upset about it. He's entitled to his view, right? And hopefully I'll change him too. Maybe he'll be less skeptical and actually start to, once we get this guy watching up and running again, maybe we'll see something live. You never know. But I am right under the airstrip here. FratSat, unfortunately no one does, and when they screw up, they don't bother to redo it. Yeah, I always, if I miss something or am wrong, as you know, I always bring up other debunkers stuff. You know, there was a comment made that it's all an ego thing and it's about being #1 debunker. Well, I don't class myself as a debunker. I think I'm a truther that has to expose some of the noise and try and bring people into the same mindset that how to think, and maybe everybody can then come together. Really, when you got known frauds saying, "Oh, we're forming a panel of people," and they do manage to con maybe a few good people into that panel by pure chance, or maybe they're trying to sell something and they think third phase is the bee's knees. It ruins their own reputation in doing that, and it's a shame. You know, Preston, I kind of liked him, but I sort of went off him once he started showing up on the panel, right? Made me think, well, if you can research all these great UFO cases and you can't research third phase being fakers, what the hell, man? You know, it sort of negates everything to me, you know. Same way with the FBI agent. Didn't Steve Campion say he was actually just a lawyer for FBI, not an actual field investigator? I'm not sure if that's what I heard, but maybe someone can verify that for me. I haven't bothered researching the background of that guy at all. I have done some background research into that guy from 411. What's his name? The ex-cop. He was actually a dirty cop. And that's why he got kicked out the police force before his retirement. And you can find the episode on that too. What's it called? Missing People 411. Go and have a listen to his background before you decide that you can trust anything he's telling you. So that's what I mean. No one does any background checks on all the people they follow. If you do a background check on me, go for it. If you can find any information, well done. But there is nothing. So if you find something, it's bound to be someone that may have stolen my ID, because I had a bit of a problem when I was trying to rent a place when I went to Australia to live. There was another guy, not sure if it was his real name or whether he had copied my name, but apparently he was leaving debt all over the place, and they thought it was me. But when they checked into my middle name and all that sort of stuff, they realised it was a different person. So blah blah blah, you know how it goes. But yeah, New Zealand is a really nice place. People are different here. And maybe that's why aliens tend to leave us mostly alone down this way. There's always a government connection with everybody in the bunch. I'm pretty sure there is, even in MUFON, right? And they'll be there trying to disrupt the process or delete things off their database, you know, if they get access to it. I just don't know who keeps a check on the orders in there. You almost need someone that's non-corruptible as an administrator, really. Someone that's, you know, stuff has gone missing. I've heard MUFON investigators talking about cases suddenly disappearing when they even had it up on the screen, and then they try and refresh and it's gone. So I know there's some underhandedness with MUFON. We all know it. They are a bit culty themselves, I guess, like most UFO groups, right? They always have their little groups within groups. But there's the field investigators that generally they don't get paid. You know, they're in it for helping people and trying to find the truth themselves, right? So yeah, it's all good. We need a mixture of people with different skills. I don't know it all. That's why I brought Robert from UK on, because he does a lot of the book reading, which I can't do with my eyes. And you need a group of good people in a team to look at things of different viewpoints. And once, you know, things are not always black and white. It's always in the middle. There's a grey region of truth, right? Alright, this might be the one, is it? I don't know. Is that the same one? No, yeah, we're finished with that one. Okay. On to the next one. I know I do a lot of talking. I do a lot of talking, and Gabba does a lot of talking when he's on the show, but I don't know where he is at the moment. I think he's burnt out. The poor guy's been watching GUFON and Third Face clips for the last couple of days, so he's probably gone insane. Haha, go Steven. What's this one? Go Steven. Do watch his full episode, another best of clip from it here. Okay, so let's have a look at this one.
Chinese lanterns, space debris, and all this other stuff. They have two defenses. The first is we don't have time to do intensive research, even though a 5-minute Google search will tell you that's a rocket launch, that's space debris, whatever. And by the way, we caught them dead to rights, taking what they knew was a space debris video, putting it on their channel and pretending it was a UFO. But their second defense is, we're just putting this out there. If you know what it is.
I think that was the second time it got recycled, though, wasn't it? I think they had it on their channel when it was like fresh, like a few hours. I remember looking into it, me with Charles, and we thought it was an airship because it had blinking lights on it. It kind of looked like it could be a blinking light on an airship, you know, but they have it underneath and on the tail fin. And of course, it was actually space debris, and just the way the lights seemed to be moving in the sky and flashing. Obviously, the space junk was spinning around and hitting the sun, you know, and some of it was red and white, of course, the same colour as you get with sunlight. So yeah, it's clearly fairly obvious once we did some Google searching, and sure enough it talked about the thing over Hawaii being space debris. So that was a long time ago, and then I believe they recycle it, mix it in with some other videos, and it sort of caused all this debate that happened, that they openly knew it was space debris. Well, they should have done by then, because they've recycled it. And same as the Section 51 video they still got on their channel, unless they deleted it, because I made a few comments about it now, all over the place, that they did 10 months ago with the helicopter. If they've got any sense, they would have deleted that video by now, so no one can actually pull them up on it. But yeah, the space debris one was clearly space debris, and only a 5 minutes Google search would have told you that. And if they did a recycle video, it should have been updating this one. You remember it flew over Hawaii, it was confirmed as space debris, a Chinese rocket booster that had entered in the atmosphere in the wrong place, blah blah blah. You know, it doesn't take much to be honest, you know. If you want to come across honest, you just have to be honest. And just do some pop-ups with searches on, just say, well, here it is, this is how you can find out the information online. Unless it's a government disinformation on all the media channels, blah blah blah. That's fair enough, you know, you can say that sort of stuff, you know. The Grey Region of Truth is a awesome show name. Well, there you go. Go for it. More the barrier in this field. Long as you are truthful. It's late. Going to bed. Okay. Thanks, Brandy. Yeah, I've only got to another 2 hours anyway. So, probably got the DB Cooper comments to comment on, and to prove what I was trying to tell him coming up, and also the recent stuff. Like I said, I was going to post a documentary link, but you can find it, I'm pretty sure, guys. If you go to my web link and go to BitChute, you will find it there, but I have renamed it for a few reasons, to do with striking and making it harder to be searched if someone's trying to take down everything and all that sort of stuff. Also got a copy on Rumble and a copy on Brighton. So if you go to that link website page now, it should all be there. Plex has updated it. So yeah, just keep on playing those clips and just work through it here and just get through it pretty quickly, I suppose. You know, when you first listen to stuff and criticism, you do get a wee bit angry or stuff, but yeah, when you sort of come back the next day or so, it sort of mellows out. I think a lot of what GUFON blabs out is because he just watches stuff out of context, and he gets really hot-headed and just starts mouthing off all stupid things. Super fat, shitting in bottles, alcoholic, pedo. So I'm basically now, from all the slander from him, I'm now a what do you call it? Transgender. I'm actually a female named Paula, who's an alcoholic pedophile that likes to eat all the time, and so big that I can't get to the toilet, so I must crap into a bottle. Now I want to see GUFON demonstrate that, because that would be a really good live show. So anyway, it's just ridiculous. You know, I could I could take it to court if I was in America. I don't, I just want to, I got enough shit in my life to deal with without having his shit added on top, you know what I mean? It's too much, and he's going to have an off switch on him, and same with Third Phase, really. I just want to look at the videos and have a say on them. that's all I want to do, really. And hopefully not spend too much time doing it.
Let us know. And then people take the clips of them faking shit, explain how they faked it, and let them know what it is. They copyright claim the person. So that excuse falls apart.
When I got to talk to Blake and he was telling me I should be careful with the things I say, I'm like, me? What about you? Like, you're a hoaxster, man. Like, everything you guys have done has been bullshit. Like, you're going to sit here and chastise me on what truth is?
Yeah. That's a really good point, isn't it? What did I say to that? I'll let Steve, I'm not perfect, own up to my mistakes. Yeah, I think maybe this one, is that where he makes a comment?
Go kick rocks, dude. I don't have time for you. And I'll be honest, the best thing about that documentary, with the examples of all their fake bullshit, my favorite one, hands down, and I think it should have been the one that should have led the documentary, was that Filipino monster.
Oh yeah, where they.
I have to say the Filipino one is probably the most boring one to me, because it's, you know, I outed it probably 7 years ago. Even before they came clean on it, right? I found the source of the guy that actually investigated that and did Google Street, and it was a buried buried episode. I think there was only about one copy left. Maybe Blake had got to all the other copies and got them taken down, probably. But yeah, I'm not sure if the link's still available, but it's definitely not the same guy. Let's see. Let's just do a search for it. Third phase. So he thinks that's the best episode, but if he'd been watching me for 7 years, he would have already known about it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I did some comedies. They're quite. I thought that he was experimenting to see if I could do emanations on the software and learn, mostly. But one is a abbreviation and a comedy of UFO proof interview of them, and the other one was them faking the Philippines one, and I did my own version of them pretending to be in the North Pole here. So yeah, go and check it out. And that they do think it's flattery that people do parodies of them. But in here, I did actually put a link to the original documentary on the Philippines, I believe. Let's see. Might be in the comments, as well as... Here we go. In case you didn't know, this is 4 years ago, guys. I've really covered it, you know. In this case, didn't know about them faking their location and even attacking scene. They have a laugh at this Little Philippines debunk. So already I knew about Little Philippines. And that was 4 years ago. And I think I covered it a few years before then as well. But anyway, let's see. Is that the one? Let's see where it goes. Here it goes. This is the original video, right? And you can see... It's got embedded ads, maybe because he wasn't monetized or something, or maybe he didn't want ads on it. And it's got only 11,000 views on that one, right? And Gabba TV's got more than that for that first documentary already. Not quite what I saw back in 1978. Are we talking about the same thing here? Did you see the cigar craft I recorded? Oh, right, yeah. We sure did. The Astro Train. Yeah. This is one of the live shows where 18 Wells joined, and although it was a bit late to the party, we had to begin without him. And then the second interview probably was a wee bit better because we were more organised then. And we cover some more of the videos and the Astro Train. And the AI art part of it just blew us away. The computer... out of thin blue air, just drew what he drew on paper. Although I think it was rotated upside down, but who knows? Maybe when it's not flying, it rotates around, and like in the Close Encounters movie. Yeah. Did you have smoke around it? Maybe there's smoking aliens on board the cigar UFO. Maybe they're from Cuba. Cuba aliens. Okay, so this is the original one here. I'll post a link to it because maybe people haven't seen the original one, and clearly Lue was pretty new to it. But if you go through it, it's got the acting bit here. It's really blurry though. Okay, here's your sock, your puppeteer with cardboard cutout and someone wearing a suit, right? It's such bullshit, it really is. And there's the famous rusty old Jeep on the Google Earth still sitting there. Okay, it looks like a cardboard cutout sometimes in some of it. So let's have a look. And there he is going on the back of the truck. Oh, here we go. This scene here. Latex masks, maybe. And Blake bullshitting he's in Philippines. Oh, I was told by the director to cut out Little Philippines, which is a place in Hawaii. It's still a lie, man. Look how bad it is. It could be a cardboard cutout, couldn't it? Just painted. Probably his son painted it. From school. Third phase. So there might be something in there that not everyone else has seen. I don't know. It's not too bad quality. And then he interviews people, which are his friends, of course. Friends want an acting job. And then, obviously, what was this bit here? I think he did his own research and see what people were saying about them faking even back then. 2012. When was this one put up? 2014. So there you go. So it's been around since 2014, guys, and it's only just now being recognized again. I don't think it's the best one, but it's the guy obviously found this video, I guess, and he decided to make a new HD version of it with new images. Because he did exactly the same, didn't he? I don't know what his name was. But good on him for doing it again. But yeah, I think maybe he should have just left off the kid bit. It wasn't needed. I don't think it was needed to put the point across, right? So it even looks like it's in Hawaii. With those trees and stuff they have in it. Anyway, I'll post a link to it. Go and check it out in full. Original, I guess. Original Debunk. That was the very first one, 2014. As far as I know, that's the only thing I could find of Philippines. And you know, I do a lot of good research, and I give you the stuff to save you having time to hunt it out yourself. You know, to find that Google sort of suppresses things, right? It's very hard to find stuff. Hopefully other stuff like Duck might have it easier to find. Still, I don't know. I haven't bothered searching for it. Whoop. That's back to my one again. Anyway, go and check out my comedies. I've posted them on Canadian's Discord if you're a member there. Just to lighten up the mood, really. Comedy. It's not too bad done. That was probably one of my better ones. And if you ain't seen the UFO proof interview, I think I got some clips coming up on that. I did a comedy on that too. You can actually watch that one too if you want. It's only a little short 10-minute one. The other one's probably about the same. I take a mickey out of Mr. Ed on it that they had on, which we believe is another soccer puppet account for fake and blurry out of focus images that look very third phasey, as Alien Addict pointed out, but we could never ever prove it though. But anyway, it may have been one of their actor friends that set it up and was running it. Could have been his voice on it. We just don't know. And the channel vanished, I believe. So anyway, where'd we get to? Yep, we did that one, didn't we? I'll just paste it as we go. Lue. On to the next thing. What was this one? Right. Scientists develop a cheap way for any camera to see infrared color. So that was going to be the next boring technical thing for you guys that are not interested in that stuff. But yeah, maybe we'll leave that for another time. You got to keep up with these developments, right? And we're going to look at, I leave that one there just to remind me, Gabba's moon photos. This is how little Rich knows. He's mocking UCR Lue. Oh yeah, this is terrible, guys. This is really bad. Well, it's mostly us. Here again. So we just looked at the interview, and he's also got a picture up that security team photoshopped, and he doesn't even realise it. He's saying it was a good one at the time. Well, it come from the security team, or one of his helpers. He was the one that got it out there, and it's been investigated. There's too many pixels for that quality image to the background and other things in the image. Obviously it was added in, and GUFON still doesn't know that, but we'll just play what he has to say. Is it right? So it might be just a snapshot. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just a snapshot, I think. Yeah, unfortunately I haven't got the clip. I can't play too much, but yeah, I just wanted to bring out that security classic one there. It was researched by MUFON even, I believe. It was submitted as a case. So I'm not sure if anyone's new to the channel that hasn't seen that. Probably his super fan Dottie might be. I'm not sure if we can actually find that one. What's it called now? Spacecraft CGI NASA MUFON. See what comes up. Images. Okay, let's have a look. Of course, it's going to be an old one, a few years old. Well, that's what only come up with that one with Google. Pretty bad. Okay, try NASA cuts feed. Right, as you know, the cameras are on an automatic cycle, right? So they switch camera views. They say, oh look, they were filming a UFO when it was actually just a lens flare or reflection. Helps if I can type. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get my eyes operated on for another 3 months, and that might get dragged on again to another 3 months. Cuts feed. I've got a cataracts in the left eye. That doesn't help me much. I see double images now on the left eye, which is terrible. Feed. Let's see what comes up on that one. So yeah, I do make a lot of typing mistakes, spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's really funny. Well, I laugh at my own mistakes too, you know. So that one there was the space knuckle reflection. Remember that one? So that's come up. And this one here, which you can see is the antenna down here. See that there? Oh look, and then you got to invert the image, of course. So invert it the other way. But you can see here, there's the top bit, there's the neck, there's the bit sticking out the front, and then of course you can't see the other one because it's been cropped. And that made it onto a news channel, did it? Daily Star, right? This is just another secure team advertising it for Street Cap 1, I think it was. Classic things that Street Cap used to do. He used to crop things so you couldn't see any relationship in the picture to what people were seeing. And also rotated things around. And they didn't tell you stuff was time-lapsed and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we get lots of these ones. Oh, here we go. NASA accused of cutting feed. So it didn't take too long to find that one. This one here is a reflection of, again, the knuckle, I believe. As the sun's coming up here, it's hitting the side of it, and it's sending the light off to the 4-layer panel, and you're getting the strange dumbbell UFO. So what else we got here? It's all going to be pretty much the same stuff. This one here, again, is a reflection of one of the knuckles, where it's got a black bit in the center. I have proven it on past lives, so I'm not going to go over it and over it again. Here's the knuckle one again. Different angle, different day. That UFO light's coming back. Third phase always told lies about that one. Here we go again. NASA, please stop cutting the feed. So that's on medium.com. And this one here, that does look like solar panels, doesn't it? Yeah, where's the rest of the picture, guy? And this one here, someone was filming NASA feed. You've probably seen this one with the mysterious objects that fly in the background. Those three things here. A TR3B caught on NASA feed. Well, that's CGI, guys. I followed all the evidence back to the source, and the source has some other dodgy stuff up with CGI on, and it was clear that he was trying to hoax stuff. I'm not sure if I've ever documented that one fully, but I did cover some of it, I think. Because I think I tried to go back and get the evidence. I didn't take a snapshot at the time of some of it, and it vanished. Maybe because people don't pay their hosting fees, right, and it gets taken down. What else we got? So we've got two references to it now, to the one we're after. There's that one again with the dumbbell, but now we're seeing more of the spacecraft here. And you can see the reflections are always going to be on these parts here as the sun's coming up. Lots of reflection points here. In fact, it could even be off that one there. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to work off what thing it's reflecting off. And if you get that on a hoax channel, they simply cut it. Okay, so now we got that one. Now you can see how much of the space station is lit up here. And can you see any donut shapes with holes in the center? There's quite a few of those, I guess. Sometimes it's a bit hard to work out the brightest one, but it looks like it might be in the center here, reflecting off this way this time. There, third one. Okay, what's that one saying? NASA just shut down live feed YouTube. I wonder if that's Tyler's site. There's that one there, the Dragonfly ship or whatever it's called. And I just showed you they cropped out the reflection point. Yeah, it's hilarious. Why people believe NASA are covering up things is because of these people. No, the frauds are covering up. They're being deceptive. Of course, it's not all reflections, but most of the time it is. Some of it's been ice crystals, and those ice crystals are generally ones that are flickering. They do flush water out into space. They flush their toilets over the sea, I guess. I don't know. There are pictures of International Space Station having this mist underneath them where they're flushing the toilets, and it turns like the solar wind hits it and it turns this bright green colour. What else we got? Hubble. Of course, some of it been SpaceX, as we pointed out recently. And that Wilson guy, I've debunked him as well. He started filming this guy with his home yard makeshift telescope, and International Space Station basically started off with a little bit in the middle, and then they gradually added solar panels on and more modules to it and more solar panels, and that went over 3 or 4 years, I think, and he was filming it, saying these were large motherships hanging out in space. I show you on the debunk for him the overlays if you've not seen that, and prove to you that it's the International Space Station on different angles, and also low orbit satellites he was picking up too. It's amazing how people can be fooled. And of course, that Wilson guy, his stuff was used in various documentaries. You remember this Scam Melia, whatever his name was, Jose, or whatever his name was. I always keep remembering J's and H's with Spanish, right? So forgive me, I'm not trying to be insultive. It's just me and my language difficulties, I guess. I'm not perfect. And I've got to always remember, it's Spanish, not J, not J, it's a H. So yeah, so what's a good one? So really, you want one where it's been debunked, of course. That's the proper article on it. So whether it's going to be that one, probably not. Daily Mail, it's probably not going to be. It's not going to include MUFON. I'm pretty sure it's probably from Secure Team or Street Cap. They did work together. Is that the craft there? So if you zoom into that and you can see the other ship, you know it's going to be too much detail. Well, it doesn't look like that craft. This looks like it's different. UFO watcher Toby Lund recently spotted a UFO outside the space station before the stream was interrupted. So I don't know who that is. So it's not Street Cap. His name's different. It was like Mac. What was his name? Mac. You know, he's Scottish. He never revealed his name, but we figured it out. Alright, there we go. Street Cat 1 is. But Street Cat 1, the YouTuber who posted the video, isn't convinced. So it was Street Cat 1. So what's this one? This one's... Why would that one be talking about it if it was Street Cat 1? I'm not sure if I understand. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's Street Cat 1. Please bear in mind that the moon appears white when it shows. Alright, so that one there is the moon coming up over the horizon. I remember that one. Okay, it's just not so well lit really, that it looks pretty crappy. I'm pretty sure Secure Team also got permission to put that one up. Ah, there's that famous streak. Is that the same video? Now apparently this guy here dropped something. I remember, I don't know if it was that video or not, but he dropped and something got away from it and started drifting off. Not sure if that was that video or not. There's quite a lot of moon missions out there. And people are saying it's debris. Yeah, from astronauts not being careful enough. And Chinese launching stuff up there left, right and centre. So that's not the article from MUFON where they did an analysis on it, but they said it was definitely photoshopped. I just wanted to bring that one up though. I wonder if we can put in MUFON there. Maybe we'll find the MUFON. Maybe put debunk in. Debunk. I know some people are probably not interested in this, but if you're new to these things, you might be interested because to you it's fresh content. It's not recycled. Mail Online, another one. Top news channels, Daily Mail. So they're sort of copy and paste journalists, I call them. So yeah, maybe they added on the MUFON bit because that one. Right, debunk. Maybe they put debunk bit in. Let's try MUFON. That'll probably disappear now. MUFON. Seems to be more videos there now. Yeah, it disappeared. So yeah, I'd have to go back on my old debunks and find the link to the early MUFON interviews on it. That was probably back in 2016, was it? I forgot to look. I know it's a pretty old one. 2017 maybe. Pretty new to UFO field then. I forgot to look. What was the date stamp on that one? Actually, I'll post a link to that. Well, maybe not, because they are pretty conspiracy bullshitty newspaper. You can do a search on it. You saw how I did it. Disclose.tv will have something up probably. So that's some more extra information there. Looks almost like copy and paste, but did they add anything new to it? Sometimes they add an update field at the end, don't they? Many scientists believe blah blah blah. No, looks pretty much no updates there. What year was it? Oh, right. It's just when I started my channel, really. It's when I was a bit suspicious of security, doing fakes, and Street Cat 1, of course. And yeah, that was probably one of my early cases I looked at. And I didn't need to look far. I think I found Scott Brando was mentioned a bit and sort of got on Twitter and started looking at what he was doing. So he was actually saying it was really cool. Yeah, he should actually do some research before he starts analysing UFO videos. Same with Third Phase. It's amazing the stuff that GUFON covers. I've covered 5 or 6 years ago, right? And I already know the answers. Okay, so I went on Cambian's shows, you know, or most of you probably know, as on a panel, but I used my full size Mr. Grey, and it's quite. I think I sort of handled myself pretty well there with the attack from DB Cooper. I think I got a clip here anyway, and I've actually put together a lot of stuff that he was claiming to prove my side of the story, and the threats I got from his friend UFOman Tim. So I think here's the clip, is it? Here's a clip. live with Mr. DB Cooper. Okay. So he's putting up videos, same as the way Third Face currently does, puts up anything there, explains it the same way, balloons, birds, blah, 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 but never does any proper analysis on it, has no analysis skills. So I'm saying that UFOman was copying Third Phase's format and also some of Tyler's. And he was using Tyler's deleted fakes that he got called out on to build up his channel. And he was coming onto my live show on the side chat knowing that he was doing that. And he was trying to shill me. He was trying to befriend me so I wouldn't debunk him. Because he knew I was taking on a lot of the big channels. And it was like 20,000 subs back then, right? So I wondered how he built up his channel so fast if he was being a real researcher, because as we know, debunking is buzzkill. Technical stuff is a buzzkill because people don't want to watch and learn. They want just to sit and be entertained. So he was following that same format. He's putting it up saying he thinks it's not a balloon, blah blah blah, and zooming in, doing some crazy filters on it. Well, actually he didn't do that in the early days, but he only just started doing that. But yeah, I did obviously a debunk live on him. I started looking at his channel, and like I was doing with most of the other big channels, I was going through all the episodes he was claiming was a genuine UFO, and I was breaking it down, and he got upset and started threatening me, which I got the screen snapshots of some of it. Back then I was still learning on this field. You got to document any attacks, just in case you won't need to bring it up as evidence again. Even private chats or anything like that, you always got to keep copies just to safeguard yourself in this field. We'll catch up in the side comments in a minute. I'll just keep on playing this. And anyway, when I looked at these videos and found him on his channel, I had to expose him. And I was a bit ashamed that he was...
Call Tim right now. Interview people.
See, I couldn't get a word in, which was kind of frustrating. Normally you let someone have a say, and then you counter debate it, right? You try not to talk over them. I know I in the past I was learning that too, and of course there's slight delay also with being in different parts of the world, right?
And see if I'm lying with their fucking chat.
I'm not lying. So yeah, when someone calls me a liar, I get quite offended by false statements like that. So of course I had to bring it up and prove to you, anyone in this live stream, I will bring it all together and prove to you that I'm not lying. And I'm telling you the truth. You're just not listening. And then he started threatening me with strikes and legal action if I didn't take down this video I made about
You're lying to all these people. That's what fucked up. You're lying to Steve. Lying. You're lying to fucking
I'm not lying, and I can prove
you're lying to every single person on here, bro. And that's fucked up, bro. And I got to defend myself in the comments for you.
I'm sorry about the swearing, guys. I don't like the F word like that being used, especially if kids are watching.
That's fucked up, Paul.
Yeah, but
okay. In New Zealand, we replaced that word with munted. It's effed, it's munted. You can say effed, all right, or it's F-U, or, we know what you mean. Maybe the kids won't, Yeah, we always got to think that someone could be watching it as an adult and a kid could walk in and hear all that carry on. To me, that offends me more than anything.
Can we agree that that's not relevant to the third phase discussion at all? Yeah. Even if all that is true, what you're saying, it's not.
He's trying to discredit me there, I guess. I'm not sure what his end game was there, DB. Didn't make any sense. I've always been civil to the guy. Even, like I keep saying, I'm civil also to GUFON most of the time. I might call him stupid or dumb, but he's got to prove otherwise he's not. I always remember when he was doing live streaming, you'd ended up all like 10 copies of these live streams all going at the same time, and it was confusing the hell out of Google because it didn't know which stream that to get the content from. So it was always the latest one generally that got the the information connected to OBS or whatever he was using, and had all these other streams still whirling around waiting for the connection to come back up, because he didn't understand how it all worked, right? He didn't know about the Google streaming panel, how you can go on those and actually end them. And so they terminate and then process and become episode. Because what was happening is OBS was automatically launching it. And I'm not sure if you're around in those days when GUFON started up. But yeah, I tried to help him out. I tried to tell him about using the panel to launch it and end the stream rather than letting the software do it. Because if you get an internet connection dropout, way that Google has an option to be automatic, will automatically end that. Well, not necessarily end it, but hasn't received the signal to end it, so it just ends up in this zombie state. And if you go in the control panel, you can end it, and then it knows you mean to process it from that point onwards. But yeah, I tried to explain it to him, and he never learnt. I'm not sure if someone. He finally paid attention when I did a clip showing about the panel, but my stream went wrong, because trying to show the streaming software, trying to do another stream while you're actually capturing the stream live, didn't quite work. So yeah, for some reason it ended the stream accidentally when I was trying to show it, but it did. I think I got the tour of that still up actually. But yeah, DB Keeper's going on here about me lying. I'm not
relevant to his debunks and his evidence about third phase faking, especially that glass panel.
He's attacking me. He's attacking
doesn't matter.
me on
it's relevant to like the third phase argument. It's relevant to the Paul is a fucking liar fucking argument.
No, I'm not.
Is his evidence incorrect in the
yes, his evidence is incorrect.
The evidence is the data is the.
Okay, I think I misunderstood what Camden asked. It was his evidence against me incorrect, and it is. But I think Stephen was referring to my debunk on third phase being incorrect, and DB Cooper wasn't focusing on that.
The data that he presented is pristine.
If you want me to give you the live video, the debunk I did on UFO, man. My analysis of its glass reflection is 100% legit, and it is. And even Alien Addict pointed out the same location of one of the where it sort of created a reflection of a little pinpoint of light, which was probably a reflection of one of their mobile phones as they're coming down the stairs, right? And then it disappears because they changed the angle of it. So little mistakes like that do show up when people are using glass for hoaxing.
Yeah.
I never attacked UFO man's character. Now, they're attacking me, saying that's not the place they filmed from. I don't think I ever said it was the same place. I said it's identical to the houses they have with these glass panels, but it did look like the same tree, but I wasn't actually sure if it was the same house or not. It doesn't really matter if it's the same house or not, if it's 100 miles difference. It's on the same region, it's on the same hillside, whether it's closer or further away from the coast doesn't really matter. It's got the glass panels showing you even a night-time scene from another balcony that's got glass panels, and you can't see the glass panels in it, right? I think I've got it coming up, actually. But yeah, that evidence that they faked it is solid as far as I care, and this excuse that the owner didn't want his property to be on air, well, why was he there filming with them if that was the case? He knew it was live, it was going live straight to their stream, he was there even featured in it, right? So I think they said I think UFO Proof said that he didn't even own it, he was renting it, so yeah, there was no house number given, no real facts, no Google Earth map popping up showing where they were exactly, like a true Skywatcher would be able to do without giving too much of their location away. You could bring it up roughly and say, we're in this area here, But if you ain't got the right house number, you're never ever going to pin the exact house. It could be in the house next door to it if you try and triangulate it. I don't think you can triangulate. You need lots more reference points than maybe some high rise off in the distance. You know, that's just a cop out that they're currently saying on Alien Addict's interview, which we're coming up to as well. So let's just carry on. Part 3. Okay, part 3 I think was the funny one, wasn't it? Or was this the one where he gets all upset and I think he disconnects? I don't think he gets kicked. I'm not too sure on that though.
Man, bro, you can't accept that shit, Paul. We accept your shit for what it is for ufology, but let it go. Why are you going after Tim and Rich and all these people so hard?
So he's saying, why should I be going after his mates? Well, why should I be going after GUFON? Well, he slanders me, is number 1. 2, he's not always correct on his debunks, and I can add stuff to it. But, of course, that inflames him and says everything I say is incorrect and all that, as you've heard him say. And Third Phase is still putting up the garbage, and Tyler Klotner is still putting up the garbage, and I've got to have my say on it. So the real information is out there, right? Else that fake information stays there for years. And you say, well, have you watched this? This guy is actually showing you what it really is, you know, and those people don't get to see that because they don't know my channel exists or whatever. And Tim's the same one, you know, although he's now concentrating more on getting talking heads, big names to boost up his channel even more. He's also deleted the stuff I pointed out on security because people got onto him after I revealed it. His other mates got onto him. DB Cooper wasn't part of that ring at the time. There was other characters like Cuvid and Vern and all that were friends with him. But we were all friends on Hangouts, and I was talking to Tim. I never attacked anything to do with wheelchair. I never character attacked people. I attacked what they were claiming and what they were saying and what they were presenting. That's all I focus on. Sure, he's a nice guy, but so was Blake Cousins, and you used to be able to say GUFON used to be, but no one would ever say GUFON's a nice guy. Well, maybe Dottie and people like that, maybe, but Blake is a nice guy, and Alien Addicts even said it, you know. But hoaxes are nice guys. You know? That's how they get people to believe them. You know, I'm a nice guy. Trust me, I'm not going to tell lies to you. That's how they operate. I'm sure some of the people that copy Third Phase's ways believe in the stuff that they're showing, maybe, but it's just funny. When Tim got demonetized, aka UFOman, he didn't put up any new videos because he wasn't getting any ad revenue, or he wasn't getting any super chats or anything anymore, so he stopped doing it. He sort of gave up. I've probably got evidence of that part of it too, but I don't think it's really relevant to the debate. I've probably covered it in live streams and various things. And that's what DB Cooper's going on. But yeah, eventually he just abuses me here and he switches off, right?
You don't know anything about what I've done. You only have one side of the story and you won't listen to mine, obviously, so there's no point in me explaining it here. So, can we move on?
Bro, anybody can go to your channel and see what I'm talking about. Shit.
Okay, well, if you want me to present a whole history of UFOman, including the video debunks I've done on him, and wonder why he attacked me. I think I've even got his emails and his comments that he attacked me about.
Anybody can go to your channel and go to your...
So once I say I've got evidence, whatever, man. This is this crap I have to deal with, guys. And they're telling us we should come together. How's that coming together, DB Cooper? Oh, you mean I should team up with Blake Cousins and take up his offer, same as what GUFON did? You mean I should throw my morals out the window and actually focus on the money and not actually on the topic? You know, it's just ridiculous. It really is, all this nonsense. It's just noise. And he's saying, oh, anyone can go to my channel and see it's boring. Well, I don't know. Some people, you know, it's horses for courses. Some people just love what I do and some people may not. But then again, they only look at the first latest video and they don't bother going back, have a look at the other stuff. You know, I always go back through other people's videos. You know, I was going through Bluechickens the other day. I'm not sure if he's about. And yeah, I was giving some likes on his videos there, and noticed I have been unsubbed from him again. I did sub to him, but I noticed I got unsubbed from him, which is kind of strange. And yeah, I think he's getting close to his 200 subs there. So yeah, but he's done some interesting things with Cat there. It's well worth checking out his channel. I don't have it handy, but he could have easily plugged it in the side chat if he's around. In fact, I don't even think a notification was sent. I only posted around that was going live. I didn't post it everywhere this time because I hope to see if anyone actually got the notifications, because there's been something strange going on my account on Google again, where if you go to socialblade, there's quite a lot of blanks in the data. There's a lot of missing blanks, and that's generally the times when people are not being notified that I'm going live. What can you do about it? That's why I'm on alt media. I'm probably one of the most big ones on alt media at the moment. You know, even the subs have been going up since I've been on Cambian's show and posting the new stuff up. So yeah, BitChute's slowly climbing there. But that's really a reflection of the UFO folks. Just, you know, if someone breaks their world view on something, they quickly unsub from you. You know, oh, he's attacking Skinny Bob. Oh, unsub. You know, oh, yeah, he's proven Dr. Lear's Turkish footage. Unsub. You know, it's just crazy. You know, you can't live your life like that. You got to really stand firm and watch everything and then make a judgment.
The same as Blake Cousins did. He said, if you don't stop debunking me, I will strike you.
Please.
I've got all the evidence on UFO Man, and if he wants me to bring it forward, I will.
I can tell you now that UFO Man wouldn't be happy that I'm bringing it up again, because I have laid off him quite a wee bit lately because he's been doing interviews, even if the people that he's had on are a bit shills. I even had UFO Lue on there, and we know he's a bit of a shill now, a liar. So there's no wonder why he went on UFO Man's show. He might have just gone on Blake's show, and GUFON would have been all over him. Wouldn't have been attacking him then. He should have gone on Third Phase's show for an interview. He didn't want to do mine. He certainly didn't answer any of my attempts to try and get his attention. Because I thought maybe he was really legit, but I had always that doubt in my mind. This, you know, you got to be careful of this one because he believes skydivers are UFOs and stuff, right? And some AI video analysis system is going to be better than a human video analysis like me. It's just garbage. It doesn't quite work that way. It depends how good your AI is coded. Because I did a lot of AI research back in my high school days, right? Remember, I got it working on 8-bit micros. You know, people could type an English sentence and it would break it down and actually understand what you're talking about and actually store it in its memory. And basically, it had a blank memory of things, and you could tell it all sorts of things about dogs and sentences, and it would actually store you know, like the object. This is before object orientation was even a buzzword. I created a object system, so the dog become the object, and you could append all the attributes like 4 legs. Can also have 3 legs or less, and all this sort of stuff. As people fed more information about it, it built up this picture of a dog in the sense of words. Back then, I wasn't mucking around with video and storing images with what was being said, but that could have been the next project I could have been working on. Because it was in my own time when I was trying to do schoolwork and understand physics and chemistry and all sorts of mathematics and all sorts of other crazy stuff, which I wasn't as much interested in because I was really doing cutting edge stuff on micro PCs, the early ones, Apple II, of all things, and things went rapidly fast after that point, with new technology.
And it'll make you look really stupid.
Yeah, that is a good point. Brandy Phillips, DB Cooper says you're standing up against.
Hey, there's Brandy. I think he's left.
Like
you don't get along with him?
I will bring all the evidence to the table. I've got evidence. I got it all documented.
You're trying to prove
I'm really clever and documented.
That's one question I was going to ask. Is Brandy a male or female? Because it can be either, can't it? I haven't actually verified, I just don't know, by the names we can't tell who's actually a female or binary or whatever. So I don't want to offend anyone, I normally just say he, but then I might offend if it's not a he or whatever.
Oh, Tim! Fucking dumbass!
Who cares about Tim?
No personal attacks.
Tim is not about what we're talking about here now, but
yeah, so I wasn't actually saying who cares about Tim, just saying Tim at this moment in time. But anyway, here's a live stream I did on Tim here. I'll just play a clip of it. It's one of my early live debunks, and this is where I found, if I bring up the screen, because he's deleted it all now to cover up all the security stuff he had up. Okay, so we'll just get the screen up and pause it.
Posted this one.
Okay, it's just gone off. Because I'm talking to Robert, he's on the side there, right? I wonder if I can reload it and pause it quickly. Google, pause, bring up the image. Hey, maybe that's going to work. So back in those days I was using Hangouts and it would corrupt all the font. It was terrible. Now it looks like it's brought up where is it? Is it after this point?
Posted this one in.
Okay, you can see it's UFOman's channel here. Feed cut. Oh, we had the feed cut business again. The space station's in orbit, and it's orbiting the Earth every hour and a half, right? And the feeds are all in America. I think there might be one in Australia too, where they transmit the information down and gets relayed. But yeah, it's only gonna be up for, because it passes over America in about 10 minutes or something like that. 10-15 minutes it passes over, and so it loses signal with those satellite dishes. So people always say they're cutting the feed. Well, that's because they're in orbit moving. Plus they also cycle around different cameras in the cupola and also in other parts of the space station. But you can see it's UFOman, I'm not sure if I can see the date, 2017. So you can see it's a few years ago. Of course, that's back when we still knew third phase was around hoax and stuff. I wonder if it's got the other page again. I had socialblade up there at the start. I just need to get that page up again.
Interesting. Because normally whistleblowers are worth having to listen to. But he provided no...
Yeah, so, you know, when I put this stuff off, of course, then I would get legal threats, right? Because it's exposed them really well. You know, people didn't realise. Because early episodes, people don't go back and watch.
Information in the video, and I thought, that's strange. We need more information. You could at least show the email with stuff blocked out to show that he actually received the email, but he never does.
It's a good point I make there. It's still current to today. We don't see the emails that Blake Cousins get. We don't get the emails that UFOman gets and all the other characters out there, right?
And he never... how many videos has he put up and not gone and put them on a live stream like I'm doing now and actually interviewed them live? You know?
That's another point, you know, and we found out that the ones they interview are hired actors. So, yeah. And he's saying, yeah, go and interview those guys. Have you ever bothered calling up? Calling up for permission. Why call up? You don't call up to get permission to critical view something that you said, because you're going to say no. Where do these people come from? Planet Mars.
At least Third Phase have tried to do that. And they're not very good.
I guess I was comparing UFOman to Third Phase, obviously. Okay, let's just... I can't scroll this. It's just crazy. I can't get to the section I wondered.
But
because that would...
Oh, it might be coming up here. Is it Dr. Norton shadow there, isn't it? Okay, let's see if it come up.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
So it could even be Tyler on there. But what I'm saying here is UFOman posted this one in July last year, and he's been on my channel as a guest and talking on my live streams, and then I find he's got this one from Tyler on there with almost 600,000 views. So that's made him $1,000 then, isn't it? So
yeah, let's see. How many views did he get on that snapshot there? There you go. I said 560,000. Not bad memory I got there, have it? It's actually 500 and almost 70,000 views he's got on that. He's got 3.2k likes on it. And you can see there's quite a few dislikes on it too. Because people don't believe this piece that Tyler put out. And that's why he was actually not gaining subs by putting up this fake stuff he did. But yeah, I was going to show you the socialblade one. It gave us more details and stats on it. And gave us a list of other videos that were top performing, which is quite good. Socialblade is a good one to go and check, see what the top videos of any channel it's got. Let's just bring it up quickly. It uses the Google API, and if you have to have so many subscribers before it starts actually adding you to its database. I think it's socialblade like that, and there it is there. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and you can type in any website in there you want to search on. So let's look at Cambion. He's actually called True Seekers. Bring him up. Hey, straight away. And it gives you a summary of the uploads, which is quite handy to know. So 481 there, and he's got 6k of subscribers, so he's doing a lot better than me. And he only started in 2020, so he's got way better than me. You know, I've been in it for another 4 years longer. He's listed himself as entertainment here. I would have listed myself as educational, because that comes across more credible. If you put entertainment, means you could be doing comedies. I don't know. To me, you know, even though I've done some comedies and do a bit of mockos, really, I should have that on a separate channel, you know, like a entertainment channel, and call my one just education, because I think it can distract, even though having a bit of fun and ufology is needed, and just to laugh at ourselves or laugh at the frauds or whatever is needed. It's not being nasty, really. But you can see he's been getting another plus 10 subs quite often, and he's even got plus 20. It gives you all the rundown, all the stats, and how many views he's been getting, and it gives you a chart down the bottom, and you can see he's on the rise, so he's going upwards, and you can click down. I don't know if I still got it. There used to be other links where you could click and see the top videos. Is it here still? It used to be along here, I thought. YouTube stats summary. Maybe it's gone now. History. Maybe here. User. Oh, here we go. They got it up here. User videos. Okay, let's detailed stats. Future predictions. Scroll. Achievements. Live subscriber count. User vids. Okay, I think it's that one. Looks like it did something. And what's it put it in? What order? Third phase or fake? Is that the top rated one now? 69 comments, 100%. So you can sort it in views, I think. No, it used to be clickable. Oh, right up here. Latest videos, the most viewed, highest rated, most relevant. 50 most viewed videos. Let's click on that one. Yeah, it's a wee bit of a doggy interface on it, I guess. Okay, so we got 10,000 views. So which video is that one? Interviews, and what's her name? Angalia. So that one is his most popular one, guys. 100% rating. You can see all the information you can find out about these channels by using these tools. So I will post a link to that. These guys might want to have a play with it. They're really handy research tools. I don't think many people out there that watch Secure Team even know about it. Blade, is it? I'm putting socialblade in because I got Blake on my mind. I know I've been brain raped, as GUFON would say. Yeah, we got to have a sense of humour in this field, you know. Hey, Tommy, glad you could join us. Where's everybody else? Where's my Australian matey? Anyone know where he's got to? Let's see, where is he? I'll just give him a yell. I think he's trying to finish off that documentary or get it approved anyway. Where is Discord? It seems to be missing here. Where's the icon gone? I don't think it's up and running, you know. Or it's got moved. Maybe they did an update. Oh, right, they've moved it off my toolbar. Every time it does an update, it moves where you put it. Okay, let's see. I was going to post that comment first, though. Oh, I already did. Okay. What's Astro Train? I missed a lot. Oh, Astro Train is 18 Will's one that we looked at. We looked at his videos, and that was one of them. A couple live streams back. I'll just pop back to that. I'll just point them out to you. if you go to the video tab, and you can find some of the images of the AI art that it generated of his astro train. So it's that one there. That was part 2 of the interview. And if you keep scrolling down a few more, here's one here, which is interview 1. Unfortunately, he joined a bit late when we were about to wrap up. And as you know, time is flying by even now. And we did a 3D model of the so-called triangle craft, which had cloaking technology, but wasn't shown on the video. So I had my doubts, but sometimes you got to give the witness if you think he's credible enough to actually include that into the analysis, right? So, although we couldn't prove it with the video, it was quite interesting videos he had there, and maybe he'll catch us something even better. So we'll just keep an eye on what he brings forward. I don't believe at this stage that he is hoaxing. Hope not. I don't see why you would need to. There's plenty of stuff you can film, as we've seen on Third Phase, without having to hoax anything, because they do put up a lot of balloons and other stuff, lens flare and reflections and Goodyear blimps. Another good one that seems to end up on UFO channels. Yeah, anyway, I was talking about the top videos. Let's have a look. Also, the same person, Linda Moulton Howe, next top one. M.E. Smith's the next one. So there's the regular ones he debunks quite often. Wayne, the hostile Christian of Linda Moulton Howe again. So it just shows you what ones people tend to find and watch mostly. The Wilcox separate. Wilcox is there. So Third Phase has only just come up, and how far down the list is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Third Phase. Oh no, it's not Third Phase, is it? 7. Truth. 8. Not there. 10. Wilcox. Still not in the top 10. Bob Lazar is up there before Third Phase. Yes, and Phil Snyder's even there. So where's the top ones of Third Phase then? Oh, here we go. Dr. J and Third Phase. That must be down at 30. And then maybe the other ones will slowly rise to the top. Who knows? Jimmy Church down there. Anyway, that was just meant to be a quick example. And of course, we're looking at UFOman playing Tyler's crap on his channel.
See, it's the same one that I debunked.
Outside consultant for the NSA and NASA for going on 12 years now. My security clearance at present warrants my need to take the appropriate steps to keep my...
So, to me, that was a fraud, promoting a fraud. It's one Third Phase didn't do it as well. And of course, this is what happens, what I got here, of the frets, whereabouts is it again? Was it on that one? It must be on this one. It's probably because I've gone forward, is it? Let's go back one. Where's the images gone? Oh, here we go. Let me just bring up the screen snapshots of the comments that I took at the time. And what happened is he would do the comment, make sure I read it, and then he would delete it. I sort of cottoned on what he was doing. But you can read here on that tweet that he's attacking me because I have a friendship with Earl Grey. Again, this is where all the pedo stuff probably maybe started, who knows. MUFON doesn't say any time or anywhere they back your findings. That's not actually true. I've got snapshots of Earl Grey using my findings to close some of his cases, because he said he looked at my analysis and he agreed with it, and this saved him a bit of time. You are on your high horse, thinking you're all that. We all strive for truth, but you distort the facts to fit your misguided sensibilities. It's a shame you felt the need to defame me and my channel. Okay, so you just saw one of the videos, and of course I expected him to come back and say, oh, I made a mistake, we'll delete it. Yeah, my fault. But instead I got this threat instead. You know, and I give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, people do make mistakes, you know. I would not have dropped to your level to make false, unsupported claims. Well, that video was on his channel, so how can it be false? Against good people witnessing an unusual event. So here he's defending Steve Barone, which I have covered in past lives, and even did a flight radar track of one of his videos, and you can see how the plane was coming in over the hill range of Las Vegas to come into the airport. You do not have an open mind. Okay, guys, I do not have an open mind. So why am I talking about my experiences? And of course, my experiences were mostly paranormal before this. And the alien stuff is something that's totally out of the blue, and I wasn't expecting it at all. And it's quite embarrassing to talk about it, as you know, because people class you as going mental, which is nonsense. Now I have an understanding when people talk about these experiences, I can say, haha, now I understand. That's exactly the same thing happened to me. And I think that needs to happen to Mick West. I wish Mick West would have a paranormal experience. So, Tony, you need to bring him along to your investigations. What was their group called? I forgot the name of it. But anyway, sorry about that. If you're out there on the side, do come on the side chat and give it a plug. You got my permission to give a plug there. You do not have an open mind. Okay, he's talking about you live in a fantasy world of perfect UFO proof. I would love that if that was the case, which in all reality doesn't exist and never will. I never say never, never. I think things are always possible. Do you get off assuming other people's sightings are fake? Well, if that was the case, normally I start in the middle. I don't assume they're fake straight away. If the evidence leads that way, that there's something fishy going on, I will say it's a fake. When in fact you have never left New Zealand to find out. Well, there you're wrong, because if you watch my episode on my life about my visitations, and my at the front of it, first hour is about my life story and how I moved around the world. We all tried to help you out, but you just spit in our face. So when you out someone that's clearly putting up fake videos from Secure Team, spit in his face, guys. You have been reported to YouTube. Ah, right. Now I'm being reported for harassment because I was talking about his channel. Defamation and cyberbullying. So yeah, putting up a video about his channel is cyberbullying, guys. That's new to me. Me answering his comments respectfully, I might add, is not bullying. Well, here's the example of my debunk being used. So you can see straight away I'm not being character assassination or responding to the negative side of that comment whatsoever. And I'll talk about Earl's comments. It was on that video there, but Google deleted it. Lucky enough I managed to get a snapshot. I'm not sure if I've got it handy though, but I can prove the evidence maybe sometime if people really want to see what MUFON investigator said. And he also says I'm a good investigator. and he would hire me any day to be part of his team, which is a really good compliment to get from MUFON. He wants me to set up a chapter in New Zealand, and really I just haven't got the resources for doing that, because they're not going to pay you, are they? My friends know the truth. Yeah, they only know what he told them. He didn't show my side of the comments. That was on Hangouts, and I didn't actually get any snapshots of those, unfortunately, about my channel. So if he's got them available, bring them forward, because I'm pretty sure I said nothing bad about it at all, apart from, why are you being a fraud? Also, you tried to analyze dark blobs. That sounds like what ufology really is about lots of the time, seeing blobs, and say they are gulls or a bottle fly. Okay, so he's talking about the Area 51 footage, which I believe is a fake disinformation leak that someone put out. So I've covered that in the past, so I'm not going to go over it now. You look foolish. Do I? When I can see insect legs and fly wings, if you watch the best quality image of it, no one can see what you do. You know, I know. Maybe I'm unique. Who knows? I don't know. Does this make you a hoaxer or just a poor researcher who claims are not backed by any solid evidence? Well, I hope I do bring up evidence and try to do comparison videos and stuff. But anyway, that's back in the early days when I was still trying to learn, and then learn the characters in this field. And this guy sent like 20 emails, but I never got them all because he deleted before I started snapping. But anyway, Cupid has your number, Paul. Oh, Cupid, have you? Are you going to stab me in the back or shoot me or what? Everyone's seen Cupid on the side chat sometimes. He still joins us, and as far as I know, Cupid is pretty civil, and we may not agree on everything, but we're still civil, and we don't hate each other, you know, which is a good thing. I wouldn't mess with him. Yeah, I can understand. He could be a bit scary at times. He has my back in this situation, not yours. You're claiming that ufologists making money off their channel are hoaxes. Well, you have a merchandise store, which apparently, I will say, I don't think a single person has bought one. Oh, right, maybe not quite true. Ambo51, I think he bought a couple of extra bits with a voucher I gave him, on top of what I gave him, if he's still out there. So basically one sale in 7 years, that really makes me monetize. Yeah, I got to cover some running costs. But yeah, making money off their channel. I'm talking about big money, you know, millions of dollars. Blake Cousins, millions of dollars. Tyler Secure Team, $2.5 million. That's making money. Here is scraping a few pennies that he's referring to my channel being monetized, where you are making money off your channel. So by your own words, you're a hoaxer. Okay, so he just twisted some of the stuff I said. That's all. I'd like to add, if they are real friends, they would have told you Paul's correct on Barone. So he's defending this Barone character. Because I did another video debunking him using the videos of his channel. I see and agree with his analysis. Surely you can see his latest night one are 2 planes with landing lights. He also would agree orb video is the same one Scott debunked by Match and was International Space Station. In others, it's clearly fit. I'm not sure what I mean there. It clearly fit balloons. Okay, I had to scroll down. I just hope Cupid has been honest here and told you Paul knows his stuff, and called out fakes or given a choice what it could be if untrue, and it's right about adding right titles and descriptions. I was talking about clickbaiting and stuff. I'm not saying don't put them up, but clearly label them and give them an honest review, like confirm no planes at the location, etc. Like I have shown in the tools in my latest tutorials, integrate an honest and always thing. So yeah, I don't think that was being really bad to UFO man. You know what I mean? I think I'm just being myself. I'm just being honest, trying to sort the noise out from the real stuff. If he had put up stuff that I thought was legit, not suspicious, and if he gave me all the information, then I would have said it was possibly a real one, a real UFO. But yeah, I suppose they saw me as a Mick West here. That's all they know, I guess. So yeah, he was saying all sorts of things to his mates on Hangouts there. One of them was DB Cooper, obviously. You can see there I was insulting him about wheelchair. If I did, I would apologise, especially now. But I certainly wouldn't have mocked anyone with disabilities, and that's just not me. Maybe they saw me making some fun somewhere, because I got, sometimes I get a bit fed up and sort of break the ice a bit. You know me. It's not really to be hurtful or anything. It's just to make them see not to be so serious about themselves. If people poke fun at me, I'd probably laugh at it, but anyway, what happened there? I think there was another part. This is the other one that he was complaining about here, but I won't go over it because I'm running out of time. But there's a lot of good stuff in there that you might enjoy in early stuff that I used to do. Here's the first video above again. Yeah, I had a typo. I was thinking hot-headed, and I typed headed when I was meant to be heated. Because it's, D, T are next to each other. Yeah, it's just a silly typo that you can't edit on Twitter. Here's the clip from Steve where he's ticking me. I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? Now, I've got lots more I could bring. I'm not going to defend myself over DB Cooper saying I'm lying, but if you can see any lies, let me know. Or any misunderstandings that may look like lies, let me know, and I will address it. So, DB Cooper defending Tim. I'll put there, UFO man. Now, as you know, once you've built your channel up to 10,000 subs, you're pretty much on the road to gaining more subs. Google releases your channel at certain points. First one is at 1,000 subs. The next one's at maybe 2,600, 2,500. Although they stopped me for a while. I think they've got some extra switches there because they see what channels you like or watch their videos, and they punish you. I'm pretty sure of it. I just can't prove it. Certain political things that I watch that I enjoy, the summary of it, so I don't have to watch all the crap myself and see what people are saying, and watch several people and see if you can find any errors in what they're saying. And if the person's always correct in what they say on their channel, they become more of a trusted source of news to me. You know what I mean. If you watched cable news all day, you would go insane. Just like watching GUFON all day, you'd go insane. And Third Phase probably too. But I'm not being mean or anything there. I'm just being honest. It's true. It's like if you watched me all day, you might go insane. You'd be saying, too much learning. Right, this is where you guys need to come in the side chat, because you can break it up a bit as well and helps me out a bit. Yes, that DB Cooper was kind of a jerk towards you. Exactly. And I've always been nice to that guy publicly, but I've heard some stuff about his character in private which is pretty disgusting, and I'm not going to talk about it publicly. And of course, then it's only rumours, and it's what he or she said, and there's no facts. So I only can only really talk about whether someone's a drunk, or addicted, if there's evidence. And one of the case in point was the DUI charge that Tyler had that he didn't mention to his fan base, right? Or he didn't mention that his son had called up the police on him for beating his wife. Now, he doesn't mention any of that, or the Tinder date that he went on while he's married with his wife, where he got carjacked and all his stuff stolen and his credit card PIN number and all that stuff. He doesn't talk about that, but it's all on there, public. It's easy to be found, and it's been posted on Reddit. So, some people do lots of great investigations out there that sort of adds into your own personal ones, and you say, bingo. I wasn't the only one seeing the same thing. Yeah, thanks for that, Tommy, anyway. That's great for you saying that. Interested in video wills. Okay. Astro Train and more videos. Yeah, well, you should be watching our breakdown. We actually do a lot of enhancements on it. Yeah, so you can see it. Oh, what's happened there? My side chat has gone for highlighting. No. Can I reload that? I'm about to get rid of the message on the screen otherwise. Something went wrong. Sure did. Has the string gone down? No, so it's excellent there. Let me just go back. Okay. Right, I got it back. I went back a page. I must have gone clicked something and went forward a page, and or I clicked on the link here and it loaded into this. Oh, that's really weird. Yeah. I think the second one we did actually get the right filters and see it a lot better, I think. Is it? Well, at least one of them we did anyway, which is really good. So, if there's anything else I missed here, or was it talking about other things on the side? Anything that someone said that I missed? Make sure you put @ the Out There channel if you want my attention on a comment. That makes it a lot easier. 100% bona fide footage of an actual unknown craft. Okay, yeah, this looked like a flying freight train. Yeah, I didn't actually see that though. It kind of looked like a blimp to me, or one of those secret Black Ops blimps they talk about, airships they talk about. I still think that's a possibility. Sounds like some of those early reports where they see 5-story cubes flying through the sky. You know what I mean? Or triangles or whatever. They come in various shapes. It's nothing I have ever seen before. Well, get some better footage of it. Make sure it comes back. And have more cameras. Get some more cameras. You need to be earning the big bucks on that truck driving. I know truck drivers can get a bit of money. I posted two other witnesses. Yeah, if you got multiple witnesses seen next to you, get them on camera. Get a locked off camera and get it recorded. Everything helps. That's what I keep telling Skywatchers. Always try to do things better. Always try to film the apps at the same time. You know, what's flying above you in the sky. There's plenty of apps now we've got the technology to be able to do that. Record infrasound I talked about a couple of live shows back. All that's evidence, and this is what we need in this field. We need people that are willing to be better, you know, follow what I tell them, and then you'll have really, really solid evidence, and people won't be laughing so much anymore. You know where I'm coming from, though. So I'll just post up this one here. I know I'm running out of time really quickly here. You know, it's like a last minute one. I thought, what do I do one today, or do I do one tomorrow? Maybe I'll even do another show tomorrow. Who knows? You never know where it's going to go. What my energy levels are like. Of course, I joined Steve's when I got back from the hospital, and I was half blind because they put drops in your eyes. And you can't focus on fonts, and you're trying to type, and you type in the characters next to it, and it sounds like gibberish, you know, and you think, oh, shite. And then I said, I thought maybe he was going to open up the lines, but he said he had to go, and I thought, oh, that's it, I better say goodbye. Next minute I see he's still on talking, and then he's got guests on the panel. And I sent him a message on Twitter, and he says, oh, right, yeah, come in. So I went back and loaded it up again and tried to customize my microphone just for his setup there, because I got it set up for the live streams, right, on my system. And I have like 15 mic inputs that I can choose from, and I had to separate it from the mixer that I use on the show to make sure I wasn't getting echoes, and so I could hear it in the headset at the same time too. And I was worried that the microphone level would be too low because it doesn't have a dB boost on it and all this sort of stuff. And so you see me sitting there not saying anything and my mouth moving, but no one's hearing me. and I can't see that because I was mucking around in the settings, and you lose the chat window on the StreamYard. So that was quite a learning experience using StreamYards, because I normally use Jitsi. Right, looks like no one's going to come on the side chat though. And it's a bit late now anyway. I'll just close that down, give me a bit more CPU. In 10 minutes. Okay, I've got 10 minutes, guys. Normally I'd have to go and help cook, you know, and I can get away with it at the moment. Yeah, I did post that one up today. Yep. Go and check out those videos with Tim, where I'm looking at Tim's stuff if you want to. Next time DB Cooper's going on about it, you can say, well, I've seen what Paul said in comments. So this next one, what's this one? Okay, this is the latest stuff. Okay, so I was hoping for a link to the second database, but as I said, if you go and use my website and go to Brighton or BitChute or Odyssey, the links are there, and the latest one video there will be at the moment the new documentary, if you've not watched it. So this is Alien Addict talking to GUFON at this stage, and I think there's also one where Blake comes on. There he is there, making excuses again. Okay, so let's just play some of this here.
Yeah, I think should have talked to me and said, I know Cambion before he...
His mic was twice as loud as the other guy's. It's just ridiculous. Let me just tone him down a bit, but you might be able to hear the other guys probably.
Unfriended me. He told me, yeah, you need to leave Third Phase of Moon. I can't share a platform with you if you're friends with them.
Okay, Steve has answered that and he said there's no evidence of him ever saying he has to leave. I think he posted it down here somewhere, did he? Somewhere. I hate Twitter, the comments structure, but he said he's never ever said that he has to leave Third Phase, was what he said, but we'll see if we can find the comment later.
Yeah, I think should have talked to me and said, I know Cambion before he...
This is a problem with GUFON. He misquotes everybody and wonders why everybody gets upset with him. If you're going to quote someone, you're best to bring up a clip like I'm doing here so you can actually hear what they say, or say what they said and then play, show a screen snapshot with the subtext, you know, the CC text or a video clip. Then it doesn't make you look so stupid when you misquote people.
Unfriended me. He told me, yeah, you need to leave Third Phase of Moon. I can't share a platform with you if you're friends with them. You know, and
okay, he's mixing up me. I said I can't be friends with him while he's friends with frauds and promoting them. So I never can come on his platform and promote myself because that sort of ruins my reputation straight away, you know. I've got a standard and I want to keep it. Sometimes I do have frauds try to befriend me that are not aware of frauds at the time, and that's some of the mistakes that happened with UFOman, of course. So I class him the same as no different than Blake Cousins in my book.
I think that's immature. I mean,
that bit I agree with. That bit I agree that is.
So they're calling me immature because I don't want to be friends with GUFON. I think, you know, Cambion's he's mixed up both of us. I'm not sure. It seems like GUFON's memory, either he's a lying bastard, which everybody thinks he is, or his memory has got holes in it. He's got dementia or something, or he's mixing up different people and things and making up a new story out of it. It's just gets him in trouble. I don't know. We really want to help the guy. You know, he needs to be a better person. And if he had alien visitors, I think it changes you. It makes you a better person, I think. Because they're not going to come to you and if you got sort of that sort of hatred in you, they just don't want people like that. It's just my gut feeling. I haven't talked to them. All they've done is done things to me and pretty much turned off that I couldn't make any sound. And you know, I was screaming, but nothing was coming out my mouth. I don't know how they did it, and I'm pretty 100% sure it wasn't a dream. So yeah. This is why we're in this field, to try and figure it all out, because I know I'm not mental, and I know it wasn't sleep paralysis because I could actually move my hands a wee bit, and then they looked at me and knocked me out further. But any time that I've had paranormal activity, I always was able to move and switch on lights or whatever, or be ready to. You know, home intruder mode, where you're ready to fight and kill to defend your life. You know, that's Ted Bundy used to sneak into people's house and nip them over the head. So you don't want a person like that sneaking up on you, if it's paranormal or regular human.
It shouldn't make a difference if you're friends with Third Phase of Moon, but your friendship with Cambion. I agree with that. 100%.
And it was his idea once, which now it's gone, but he says, no matter what happens, Rich, no matter what arguments we have, let's always be friends. Promise?
Mm-hmm. And we've said that. We said that, you know, and I said, well, Rich, if I ever disagree with you, I will tell you.
Yeah, but he
on the
broke
show.
the But he broke the promise soon, first chance he got.
Oh, and by the way, Cambian Army, I thank you for the super chat. Stephen was invited earlier. He drives every Friday to the camp.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to skim pretty quick through these ones. Next one, Third Phase. Making excuses.
Thought we'd pop in, talk to you
Again.
guys. You know, we appreciate Rich always standing up for Third Phase, but we don't pay him. He's not on our payroll. He's just been working with us pretty much every day for 3.5+ years. And for a fact,
Does anyone believe that statement, though? Do you really believe that they're not paying him money? I know they pay him super chats to try and encourage other people to give super chats. So that, I got one down here. I think I posted. Probably have to click into it or update it probably. But yeah, they gave a $1 donation. Who gives a $1 donation on super chat, especially a rich millionaire channel? That's kind of insult, right? If I said it was after trying to fund a laptop and you're a millionaire, you could simply send them a $5,000 donation. You wouldn't do it on super chat though. Maybe you would do a little super chat and say, yeah, I'll send you another 100 or 1,000 on PayPal. Because we know that Google takes 30% off the top, which is why they love these fraud channels, why they defend them.
there's been no deceptions whatsoever behind Rich's back by the Cousins brothers to fool Rich or anybody else. And that's why Rich sticks around, because he could see, because of everything that we've been doing, being on the front line of this ufology, doing more for this field than any other channel on the planet, to be attacked the way we are. It's just quite amazing, especially with assumptions.
Okay, so I don't see what I do as attacking, more as exposing. If I was attacking, I would be character attacking, right? Like GUFON does. So I don't agree with what Blake's saying there. Maybe other channels, I don't know if Cambians attack their characters, other than calling them frauds, and then showing evidence of it, like I do. So yeah, calling that slander and stuff is just nonsense. And yeah, GUFON's been on the front lines with them. Well, he's been in private chats with them. Doesn't mean that he's not had the wool pulled over his eyes.
Okay, the reason about the copyright strike, there's a lot of reasons. A lot of it is slander. A lot of it are lies.
Okay, there you go. Has there been any slander, guys? I think we've pretty much backed up everything we said as good as we can get, because they haven't given us all the information.
But the thing that really pissed us off the most...
What would just clarify the lies and the slander.
Yeah, exactly.
How many days do we have? Just because one person does a supposed debunk, how long does it take to counter-react at debunking?
Well, you see me do it in live shows. How long does it take me to debunk something, and give you the top possible answers? To counterclaim should be a lot easier, shouldn't it? Like show the email that you got with the video in it, show it's another person, or go and interview the person that sent you the footage. It doesn't take too much thing, does it? In fact, they should be doing that anyway. Just like 18 Wills sent me footage, I analysed it and I interviewed them. Why aren't they doing the same? They're a big commercial channel and they're making movies. They got all the best gear and everything. I'm just got running on smoke and fumes, really.
We don't have all the time in the world to play little games with little channels.
But they got all the time in the world to recycle videos which have been debunked and talk crap about them. And they got plenty of time to sift through some of their emails, they claim, or we got evidence that they actually asked permission, because one of them was Reddit, wasn't it? So I've got to be careful not to mix up Tyler and Third Phase now.
I was making false assumptions. And let's just say if we did debunk, we could go down the list. Oh, they debunked 30 videos. We hoaxed them all. And let's just say we start picking them apart and proving that they're wrong in their assumption. What do we get out of it? Are we going to get an apology? Or
it'd be very hard to pull them apart. But, you would get an apology on each of the ones you could claim weren't acted. They're going to make up stupid excuses. I can see it coming. They're going to say, "Oh, that one shouldn't have been there that time, and we're just doing this experiment, saying it was filmed in America, just to do tests on people's reactions to see if they believed it or not." They'll make up some excuse like that, right? But in that case, you would have a video footage before you started putting it out of them saying, "Oh, this is an experimental video we're doing." With acting and some CGI work that Brett did, blah blah blah. You'd film that as a segment. So then, when you actually come and reveal, "Oh, this was a test, guys. We're just testing you up, and here's the evidence here of that the behind the scenes, blah blah blah." I don't think that's ever going to happen. Right? You know what I mean?
or anything? Nothing. They're going to continue to attack. So why even bother getting into that?
They're going to keep attacking because you didn't come clean, or you keep putting more garbage the same way. You haven't changed your ways.
Because we're not going to get any apologies. We're not going to get any financial gain. Are they going to pay us for our work to debunk ridiculous claims?
Well, it would have a financial impact if you don't counter debunk it, right? So that's another good reason to do it, else it's going to have an impact on your channel as more and more people come across it.
I don't think so. So that's one of the reasons why we're not even going to address any of that. The one reason that really pissed us off about why we gave a copyright strike is there's this federal law called the COPA Act.
Okay, so I've talked about that before. That's just a cop-out excuse there. They're the ones that filmed it and put it up on the web in the first place. It's not private footage of kids, is it? It's not abusing kids. It's just watching a kid do some acting. Or maybe not acting and actually just responding to one of their props to see how you react. Just scare the shit out of your kids to see if it actually looks believable to the kids. So if it's believable to the kid, we can put it out, and you know what I mean. Yeah, they're just making more excuses here and false claims, is from what I see. But personally, I wouldn't have had the kid clip in there. I think it distracted from the overall documentary, the first one. The second one, there isn't anything that's like that as far as I've seen.
Protection something on YouTube. We had to take down everything that Brent's boy was in. Cameron, his son.
Mm-hmm.
He
doesn't mean if you take it down, the web never forgets. Okay, give me a minute.
Yeah. We've worked with my nephew since he was 2 years old, trying to.
Okay, so that's a clip I did there, guys. Fair use, But I think Cameron has answered. I'll just reload, see if it updates. He may have answered after I posted it. It doesn't seem to be coming up. If it did, it might have been on another clip I had. What's this other one here? Oh boy, Wayne, is it? Watch the damn channels properly. It's nothing to do with egos, nothing to do with being the best. I promote all debunkers who I believe are correct, as you sing with Scott Brando and Mick West and all that. What have we researched? Lots frauds, you're using to build up your own podcast, clearly. So he's on what I class as a fraud promoter, trying to promote himself here while attacking the rest of us wrongly because he hasn't watched our channels. He's only heard the same garbage from GUFON and he hasn't done any fact checking. He hasn't watched any of the channels. He's probably just read the tweets and not actually watched the live shows or even joined on the side. I'm pretty sure this guy will come around once he realizes what he's saying here.
Purposefully, or however you say the word. And they get caught. And we move on, but they can't seem to move on because they're number one. It does bring in the clicks and views. And that's what he's about. If I'm talking about one channel in particular, all he does is debunk, Dolan, Linda Moulton, Doty, da.
Okay, so he's talking about Cambion there, not me, because I don't just do debunks, as you know.
So, anyway, if you're going to live that way, every hammer sees everything as a nail. So
that's exactly what I was just going to say, man. It's like, what is your, what are these other channels and these people? What is their end goal? Their end goal is to be seen on YouTube as a debunker, as somebody with an ego problem that wants to be better and right about everything.
Totally wrong.
But yet everybody's supposed to have an open mind when it comes to these things. So how can you have an open mind if your mission is to shut everything down? And that's
So he clearly hasn't watched me, guys, has he? That's just absolutely nonsense talk. And Cambion has other people on there. It's not all debunking as far as I've seen. And it doesn't mean that Cambion's not going to slowly change and do other things now either. Because, yeah, it does get a bit old when you keep the drama and debunking stuff going on a certain person. Especially, it would be like me just doing Tyler all the time. Or Thursdays all the time. I try to mix it up. But the thing is, a lot of the videos out there, we don't know the sources where they got it from, else we'd go directly to the source and bypass Third Phase completely anyway. But yeah, it's up to you guys maybe to send in links that you want me to have a look at. I could go back to doing MUFON cases, I guess. But yeah, I'm almost fed up with doing Third Phase, to tell the truth anyway. But there is stuff that does go viral that they put up, and same with Tyler,
That's the problem. It's like when you do a business or something, you have like a mission statement. Like, what is it that you want to do? What
we want to know the truth. That's it. What we got here? We got someone putting crap on the side chat now, have we? GUFON, is that you? Go away. What's going on, monkey? I'm coming. I gotta go, guys. Yeah, monkey. What's going on with you there, dude? I'm not sure. What I'm gonna have to do, put you on timeout there. Okay. Can't have any crap on the side chat like that. You got to be civil, guys. If you're going to debate, but don't talk crap about alien babies. When I'm trying to be serious here, it really upsets me. Anyway, maybe we'll leave it there, see what develops more. But hopefully I can put this stuff aside now and focus on the real UFO side of things. But I think Cambion's going to have to address some of the things there too in his next show. And I think he's sick of it too, and he just wants to put a close chapter on it and just forget what all these idiots are doing and supporting these frauds. It's really up to them how they spend their money though. But it just upsets us that they don't see the same as us, they haven't looked into it properly, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm just going to say goodnight and... yeah, maybe we recap it or touch on anything new that I haven't sort of gone over here. But I'm just going to end the show now because I've got to dash off to dinner. Yes, 18 Wells, you're absolutely right. If you've got evidence, come and join our Discord group. Look, we do get occasional nutters on there that make up all these claims with no evidence, and then they sort of get booted, because we think they're just trolling us and wasting our time. do come on and give us things that you think is legit, and we'll look over it and do it on the live show, and you can join in on the side and all sorts. And we're going to be civil, you know. We're not going to, you know, we're civil to Shelley. I even bought her a tablet, guys. I don't think she tells you that out there. I bought her the tablet because she kept saying that her iPad was hacked and all that, and I said, well, just throw that iPad away and you got a new tablet coming that's Android, and you'll have no more problems of people spying on you. So yeah, I'm going. Gotta go. And thank you. Good night. And I've got to get the control panel up. Where is it? Does it be to? Here. End it. Looking on the wrong screen, Paul. Oh, I've got other screens popping up now. What do I do now? There we go. Thanks, guys. And take care on the roads, won't you? Especially the truck drivers. We need you. And keep your eyes up on the skies, guy, and get some cameras. Get some decent cameras. And Sightons, thanks again for joining us. And I'll talk to you on Discord later, perhaps. Lots to do. There's so much to do all the time. And I got that wee bit loud on my... So I don't know if you heard me, but yeah, take care on the roads and do join our Discord group. And don't troll. Just be, if you want to be serious, and that's what we want. We want serious people. Okay, I'm gonna leave that right now.